Welcome to Philadelphia Live, you guys. My name is Judea Murray. You see what I got on? It is all about the Phillies and all about our Major League Baseball players. We've got the All-Star game happening tonight at 8 o'clock, and to get us all excited, amped up for everything that's going on, I want to bring it right out to Chris O'Connell. Chris, one of our reporters, he's been talking to fans all day long, just trying to gauge the interest in tonight's big showdown. And Chris, from the looks of it, I think everybody's pretty excited. What do you think?
Gauging the interest, you know, Judea, I've been doing this a while here at Citizens Bank Park. I've been to many big games here. I don't think I've ever seen the gates open 3 hours prior to game time and the line was down Pattison Avenue. That's how excited people were to get in here. Gates opened at 5 o'clock. Take a look at the crowds coming in. Picture perfect day. We thought it might be like really hot. It's not bad at all. It is just a great night, especially after last night, that magical night. We are seeing the very first Major League Baseball All-Star game here at Citizens Bank Park. The first one in 30 years here in Philadelphia. The other one, of course, was at Veterans Stadium, just a stone's throw from where we stand now. We're going to talk to a couple fans going in. Guys, come on over here real quick. Where are you guys from? What's your name?
My name is Gabe Bonnet. We're from Wallingford, Pennsylvania, and we're representing Philadelphia tonight.
My hometown, Delco. What's your name?
I'm Joseph Bonnet, Gabe's brother, and Eddie's son.
I'm Eddie Bonnet. These are my boys.
Eddie, first of all, what's this like, taking the boys to an all-star game in your hometown, starting pitcher and leading off?
Doesn't get any better than that. It really doesn't. Baseball connects the generations, and this is so special. Ever since they were little, they've been baseball fans, and to come out here for this, this ballpark is wonderful. We got such a wonderful ballpark. We've been to the World Series, but the crowd is unbelievable. I mean, people coming out.
Home run derby last night. What went through your mind last night?
Man, I was rooting for Schwarber all the way. I mean, Jordan Walker, you have to give him props.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen that clutch of a performance before by an opposing player in Philadelphia. It's crazy. I give them all props, but shout out to Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper. Love you guys. Let's go Phillies.
How you gonna soak it all in tonight with the family and your team, and how do you soak this moment in?
Philadelphia is the greatest city on earth, in my opinion. And me and my dad and my brother are going to sit here, and we're going to have an awesome time. And we're going to enjoy our favorite team and just enjoy this night. This beautiful weather, beautiful time to be here. So thank you for having us.
All right, before I let you go, can I show this?
Oh, yeah.
This is the official All-Star Game program. You might want to pick up a copy of that. That's going to be a souvenir, or as my dad says, a souvenir. Guys, thanks. Have a great time. Guys, it's Judea. It is all about family. Like I said, it's all about tradition. One of the very first fans up here today, I want you to listen to them. He was a 90-year-old celebrating his 90th birthday today, and his grandson took him to the All-Star game as a birthday present. Listen.
I have been planning to get to this All-Star game. It was announced 2019. I've been saving up money for the last 7 years to be able to make sure I got here today. And it's my grandfather's birthday. I didn't know who I was going to take for the last 7 years, but it's his birthday, and I think he brought me to Game 5 in '08. I was in the stadium.
And I brought them World Series tickets.
Game 5 in '08. So I felt because, the All-Star game, don't know when it's going to be in Philly next. It's his birthday. Took me to the All-Star game. I felt like it was the perfect storm to be able to celebrate my grandfather's birthday today.
And that is what it's all about. And tonight it's all about really watching Major League Baseball's stars shine. You want the National League to win, of course. You want your guys. 6 Philadelphia Phillies have been selected for this year's All-Star game. You got Christopher Sanchez, a starting pitcher, designated hitter, most likely leading off is Kyle Schwarber, Johan Duran. Hopefully will be closing the game. The stars couldn't be aligned for a better night to cap off All-Star Week here, Judea. So, and we were wondering, since it's been a while since the All-Star game was here, if we could just zoom in on some of the uniforms. And I was trying to gauge how many, Phillies fans or fans from other teams are here. And I'd say it's 75-80% Phillies fans, from what I can tell. Maybe even more than that. So I didn't think I'd see that many. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised, but it's that kind of night today. Gorgeous night for baseball. We're less than an hour away from first pitch.
Go Birds, dickhead, let's go.
Of course. We had to get a little Philly in there. Chris, honestly, I'm so happy that you got that duo. How cute was that? And for entering his 90s, Grandpa doesn't look like it at all. But W grandson for making sure that he brought him out to the game for his birthday. They got matching gear on together to celebrate the whole thing. That was so cute. I have another question for you, though. Of course, I was going to ask about the jerseys because I see all the Phillies. But of course, we show up and show out anywhere we go. It only makes sense that we see so many of our fans there. But with tonight, I heard that's one of the big things. If they get to the 9th inning and they happen to be tied, it could go down with something called a swing off, a tiebreaker swing off. So could we be getting round 2 of the home run derby today?
If you're asking me, I don't know. Well, you're definitely not going to get what we saw last night, but you may see a swing off. If it comes down to that, I would love to see Kyle Schwarber there. But chances are, if he's starting the game, he may not finish. That's typically what happens in an all-star game. So who knows? Anything can happen. It's Philly, but you know what? Maybe someone else may come off the bench by the name of Bryce Harper, otherwise known as the Showman. So maybe he will come off the bench. So we'll see. It's going to be that kind of night.
It will be that kind of night. One last question for you while I've got you, Chris. Okay, so we have gotten to see what everybody's wearing. Everybody's super excited. I imagine you've probably also seen quite a few interesting characters out there. Is there anybody that stood out to you in the crowd? In terms of like costumes and whatnot.
Actually, not that was kind of the last night's thing. Last night was kind of the fun. I'm seeing. Well, let's see. You want to see a little fashion show?
Yes.
What do we got here? It's I don't know what this woman is wearing, but she's got a nice floral print to go with her sneakers there.
I love this.
We're seeing a lot of old school jerseys. A lot of jerseys. Here's Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees, Houston Astros over there.
So it is a good little
we're seeing,
mix. We're seeing a couple. It's like a sprinkle of pepper and a sea of salt.
Couple Detroit Tiger fans over here. Hold on. Are you guys Kevin McGonigal fans?
Of course.
Where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Delaware County.
So are you friends with the family?
No, not really. My grandson is Dingler.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Your grandson?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. What's this like for you?
It is unbelievable. I am blessed. Truly blessed.
Have you ever been through something like this before?
Not an
Not an
all-star.
all-star game.
No.
Enjoy the moment.
Thank you.
Hey, are you? Where are you guys from?
First of all, she's lying.
We're live. We're live.
She's a McGonigal aunt.
You're an aunt?
Yes.
Are you really?
My nephew.
This is Kevin McGonigal's aunt. What is your name, dear?
Annie I.
And did I run across you across the street a little while ago?
Colleen probably. Oh, no, you did with my father.
Yes. What's this moment? Where are you from? Delco?
Well, right now I live in Indiana, but originally Delaware County, yes.
What's this moment like for you and the family?
The whole family's here. I can't wait to get in there.
Can you tell me what you know? What was Kevin like growing up, and what do you?
Wiffle ball over our house.
Hold on. What do you think this is like? What's that?
He hit a wiffle ball over our house immediately when he was 3 years old, so we knew he was going to go places right then and there. My oldest son got yelled at for it.
What's it like to watch him in an All-Star game, the very first season?
It feels amazing.
And your name again?
It's Eileen, but he calls me Annie I.
Annie I, thank you so much for stopping. I appreciate it. Wow, how about that? Kevin McGonigal's aunt Eileen. You see, he's got the McGonigal shirt on. That's pretty amazing. Delaware County, Judea, I don't know, I'm sure you heard by now. Kevin McGonigal, Detroit Tigers. First year, he's a rookie, went to Bonner, and he's in the All-Star game on the very first season at his home ballpark, playing against some of the superstars he grew up watching. Pretty amazing story.
Chris, what are the odds that you picked him out in the crowd? You were just looking for interesting jerseys. I think you're the luckiest man in the world. This is crazy. Thank you so much for showing us what's going on out there. It's been a blast getting to see some of the fans. I see more and more of you pouring into our live stream chat as well. Let me know who you want to see win tonight. We'll be putting up a poll. You guys, Chris is reporting for us live right outside of Citizens Bank Park. We're right around 8 o'clock. We're expecting to see this All-Star game get underway. And I just want to turn things over because our team has been hitting the grounds, getting you guys all the different perspectives of everything that makes up an All-Star week. And one person in particular went above and beyond. So again, you're taking a look at Citizens Bank Park live from the outside. You're also taking a look at the red carpet. They were getting down. Our Jen Frederick on Philadelphia Live earlier today actually got out live on the ground to interview some of your favorite players and their family members. And she had quite a time. I just want to let you listen into some of the best moments from her time on the red carpet.
I'm standing on to try to talk to you.
Let's go.
It's like a Home Depot thing.
Yeah.
You know, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, those guys right here in Philadelphia, those are our men.
Yeah.
And I know they love seeing all of you guys.
Yeah.
Have they been welcoming you to this house?
So I played with Schwarber in Boston, and I met Harper a long time ago. We were really good friends, and I love to be on their clubhouse and be part of the team with them. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see how they look on the dugout and have fun with it.
Please introduce me to this gorgeous princess.
This is Macy Grace.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's excited.
Are you excited for the Philadelphia crowd?
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, I'm home here. I feel really good to be here. So special with this fan here. You know, it's amazing.
Are you ready for the moment tonight?
Oh, we're more than ready. We're excited. Last night was just a little taste for what's going to come tonight. So it was a lot of fun last night, and hopefully the crowd's ready to rock and roll again tonight.
How hot is it in Philadelphia?
It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as hot as St. Louis, but it's hot today.
From the Phillies, because I'm from Philadelphia, anyone that you're number one with him, but any of the guys that you are a fan of on our team?
Want to know who I'm a big fan of? Kayla Harper.
Oh,
love her.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper's wife. I'm a big fan of Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber.
Woo! Yes. Perfect. That's beautiful.
I did my hair up because I saw you were doing yours up.
That is unbelievable. I needed this so bad, more than you ever know.
How proud of him are you?
Extremely proud, but even more happy.
You know, everyone says he's a great baseball player, but an even better person. As a mom, that's got to just fill you up.
That's the best compliment I can get.
Philadelphia Phillies fans, we get a lot of heat, but we give you love when you deserve it. You know that.
Absolutely.
All right, 1 out of 10, what do I get for standing on something so I could make sure to get the interview?
10.
Okay,
Yeah, sure.
awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate
Libby, gymnastics fan right here. I did gymnastics. Will you fight to make sure you're the closer tonight? We gotta see everything.
I may be close to the game tonight. Be patient.
I love it. I got up tall so I could talk to you. I'm on a thing.
Come on,
All right.
she got tall.
The gentlemen look so cute. Were they willing to wear those adorable outfits?
Always. They are always ready to rock and roll. They've been looking forward to walking, I'll tell you that.
Of course you're going to tell me exactly what you're going to do.
We're going to go to the beach and relax, and then he's probably going to work out as well, but it's going to be relaxing.
Hey, when I'm screaming your name, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, go get him, go get him. All right.
Oh my gosh, I love Jen so much because she's not afraid to go after any interview, ask any question. The fact that she brought out probably like an apple box to stand on to make sure that she was eye-to-eye level with the players, but then also her fan making an appearance on the red carpet, and obviously that was one of the kickers to get people to come over and talk to her. They knew they would get a little bit of fan action from her, but also some fan action from that fan. It's a pretty interesting time. If you got to watch that live, I just wanted to give you a couple of the highlights. Now, from Jen on the red carpet earlier today, I want to bring you down to our Jason Martinez. He actually hit the field itself just to preview the game and all the stars that are coming through. I think he said he saw Jennifer Hudson. She was getting ready because she's supposed to sing tonight. And then he had an impromptu interview with Boys to Men. Take a listen.
Any words for the folks in Philly tonight? What's it mean to you to be able to sing here in your hometown? It's hot.
It's great, man. It's good to see all eyes on Philly, man. You don't get that often, man. So, you know, a nostalgic sport like baseball, being in Philadelphia right now, it's a beautiful thing.
What's it mean to you to sing your? By the way, what are you singing tonight?
I don't know if we're supposed to say, so, but we are singing something for sure.
Yeah. What about you seeing an all-star game, Philly in the international spotlight? What's it mean to you?
I mean, it's an amazing circumstance, man. Just being here after all these years, born and raised here, to be able to come here and be a part of the festivities with the celebs and, you know, be spectate a little bit and sing and, you know, just enjoy the Philadelphia energy, man.
Any words for LeBron James should he come to Philly?
Get us a chip. Oh, if you come and get us a chip, just get us a chip.
Get us a chip. That's it's simple as that.
I feel like whatever the organization chooses to do to make the team better, I hope that they choose the right way. But I'm not convinced. I just got to see it. You know, I don't know if that's it.
Shout out to Jaylen Brown. So happy to see you here in the city. You're a good guy. You're an amazing player. It's an honor to have you here. Get us a chip.
No sports town like Philadelphia, right, fellas?
Look, we come from a time.
Get us a chip.
We come from a time where we hung out with Jordan and all of the elite players. You know.
I got something for him.
Go ahead.
I'd like him to come to Philly if he can win a Defensive Player of the Year award.
Oh, so you want him to ball up? You want him to
if he's gonna come here and do it. Don't come here and just
share the spirit of Philadelphia. With everybody in Philly, we got the energy, and we don't want to come. We don't want nobody to come here and try to usurp their energy and their authority on us. We want them to come and be a part of our energy because that's what Philly is. It's pure energy, bro.
It's the other way around.
Yeah, man.
Gotta play some D, bro. Gotta come play D.
I can't wait to hear you fellas tonight. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, I grew up listening to these guys. It's an honor to talk to them.
Oh my gosh, the way he fangirls at the very end. Jason is a trip. And again, it wasn't planned. He was just happened to be live for our show, I believe at 6 o'clock. And they were standing there, and so kind of like Jen, he took the initiative, and here we go. We got that gold mine right there. So again, our team has been working really hard to bring you guys some pretty stellar coverage surrounding the All-Star game tonight. That does kick off at 8 o'clock. Now, even though we won't watch the game itself on this stream on Philadelphia Live, I'll be able to give you all of the behind-the-scenes information that you need to know, keep you up to date with the scores, and possibly, depending on the timing, bring you a winner. Now, one thing I do want to say before we go ahead and take a commercial break, I heard that SEPTA has free rides for anybody who's interested tonight after the game. So starting at the 6th inning, after the 6th inning, you guys can take the B from Energy Stadium for free to get home. So if you ride the B line, got free tickets. You don't have to worry about trying to purchase or run through, trying to get a ticket before the train comes. It'll be a smooth ride for you all. That's because SEPTA is partnering up with the Pennsylvania Lottery. All right, you guys, we're going to take a quick step back. When we come back, we're going to turn things around and continue this talk about sports, but this time with the FIFA World Cup. Because I heard that we just found out at least one team that's making it to the finals. I'll be right back with that information when we come back. Welcome back to Philadelphia Live. I'm Judea Murray. Earlier today, France and Spain went head-to-head in the semifinals, and they entered the 2026 FIFA World Cup as like the presumable winners of it all. But only one of them are headed to the finals after this. So I want to bring in Amy Gallo from Fox News, reporter live from Arlington, Texas. You're right outside Dallas Stadium. Amy, I can only imagine when the timer went out, what was the energy like with the fans at the stadium?
It was electric. I mean, and those Spanish fans came out so fast after that game ended. They must have been on the edge of their seats and just ready to all come back outside of the fan zone and celebrate and party again. And that's exactly what they did for about the next 2 hours, alongside the French fans too, that were a little bit sad, but hey, it doesn't take much to cheer each other on. Once you're out there, you know, they're drinking, they're dancing, they're playing the drums that some people bring to these games. So cool to see that. It's been just such a contagious atmosphere out here. Something I'm really gonna miss. This is the last one I'll be covering.
Well, actually, perfect segue, because I wanted to ask you, with all the different matches that you've gone to, you've gotten to see so many different fan bases and experience so many different cultures. Like, what has been, I guess, maybe the most eye-opening thing for you as a reporter in this, or maybe just something you learned covering it?
I think the most eye-opening thing and the thing I really take away with me from this experience is just seeing the entire world coming together, watching one thing, celebrating one thing. It's the love of soccer and blending all of these cultures. In Miami, it was very cool because it's such a vibrant community to begin with. I was lucky enough to be in Little Havana when the Scottish fans took over by the thousands, and they were out drinking mojitos and dancing to salsa music, really integrating themselves into the culture there. Same goes for the Cape Verde fans. They were such a small but mighty bunch. Here in Dallas, of course, we have a lot of Mexican fans, even though Mexico, you know, they lost a little while ago, but still showing up in their jerseys and celebrating. It really doesn't matter if your team wins in the end. It's all about coming together, and that's what I take away with me. That's been the most beautiful experience.
And I have to say, it's been kind of similar here in Philadelphia. We are such a huge sports city, and usually people are extremely, like, is rivalrous a word? If it is, that's us. If you look it up in the dictionary, it would be a picture of Philly. But throughout the FIFA World Cup, even here, I'm seeing that fans come, they're excited for one another. Yes, they get bummed if their team loses. Yes, they cry. Yes, I've seen them pray too. But still, they're able to leave the stadium or leave FanFest, like, happy that they've met somebody new, and it's been pretty nice to see. But I want to bring it back to France and Spain.
They do. They're making.
No, go ahead.
I interrupted you. You're okay. They're making lifelong friendships. That's something that has been really neat to see. You see some of these fans that have never met before coming to a FIFA World Cup together, leaving arm in arm, newfound best friends, whether they're living across the country or across the globe. I mean, this is such a cool thing to see.
100%. I was going to ask, with this being that matchup between France and Spain, and as I alluded to when I was bringing you out, like, this was pretty historic. A lot of people had their money on one team over the other for sure, but definitely thought at least both teams were going to make it towards the end. What makes the rivalry between Spain and France, the teams, so heated? What is that about?
These are two teams that keep going head to head in European soccer matches. So if any of you at home watching are into the European Cup, or maybe you watch the Olympics, these are two teams that go head to head, and every time it's Spain that comes out on top, at least in recent years, and they're doing it again. So France was looking for a moment to really show them, hey, we're the best, right? They weren't able to do it this time around, but man, they played a great game, and they played a great series of games here. They were undefeated up until today. So that's something that fans are walking away with a lot of pride.
My last question for you, because I know you've been reporting on this all day long, but I know there were some really young fans who were excited to see Kylian Mbappe out there. And I think a lot of people were wondering whether or not he would actually get to touch Messi's record. But because the score was 0 for France and 2 for Spain, I'm assuming he probably didn't do that, huh?
No, he did not, and that was a big talking point going into this game for those French fans. They were really hoping that Mbappe would, make a goal, maybe make 2 goals, and beat Messi for his record. But hey, he's got another 4 years to train up for this and maybe beat the record then. But yeah, it was sad for those French fans. But like I said, nobody left here without a smile on their face, so that says something.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so looking ahead, Spain won. What's next?
Spain won, and now it's up to, we're now going to see, is it Argentina or will it be England that they're facing off against? And if you ask fans, they're kind of split on who they want to see in the finals. Of course, some Spanish fans are hoping that it's England, right? That would make it a true European-centric game, and it would be a bit of an easier team, they think, to beat. But Argentina would be a pretty cool team to beat. You're going up against a superstar in Messi, and of course, beating that team would be pretty great after they won it all in the last cup, I mean.
100%. We're all looking forward to see what's going to happen. Amy, again, thank you so much for your coverage. It's been a long, long day for you. I don't know how you'll get some sleep after all this excitement, but I'm praying for you. All right, for those of you who are streaming out with us, let's come back here to Philadelphia and reset. If this is your first time joining in with us, or maybe you just got on the live stream, I'm Judea Murray. I'm streaming live from this city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. We got a lot of stuff going on. There's the FIFA World Cup for sure. Tomorrow, actually, if you want to see that England-Argentina matchup, you'll be able to watch it at FIFA Fan Fest, which is in Lemon Hill. So if you want one of those big watch parties where you'll be able to meet fans from all across the world, or maybe hang out with some of your friends, that's an option. The gates open at 2 o'clock. I believe they close at 6, and I believe the match gets off at 3 p.m. So if y'all are interested in that one too, let me know in the live stream chat. You can either drop a flag or just let me know who you think is going to take that one. Will it be England? Will it be Argentina? And then, also preview the final match for me. Who do you think is taking home the championship win? I'm curious. So that's what's going on here. Of course, also at FanFest, if you're interested, we've got a couple of more free performances. I heard BB Rex is going to be one of them, which is insane. But one thing that has been either keeping people from events or letting people get out there, but it's been kind of one of those, you got to keep your eye on it because you don't want to come unprepared, is weather. And so I want to bring in one of our meteorologists. I'm hearing it's only going to get hotter, but there's still so much to do this summer. What's going on out there, Scott?
Yeah, well, the peak of the heat, Judea, is tomorrow. So it's a good thing it's actually on this first day of our 5th heat wave instead of tomorrow when high temperatures could flirt with 100 degrees. So it was hot. It was humid during the day today along the red carpet. Folks were sweating it out. You saw Jen Fred. She had her fan using it herself, but she was using it on some of the players and their families, which was kind of hilarious to watch as well. But right now in South Philadelphia, we have hazy skies. Look at those temperatures, still 89 degrees. But there is a bit of a breeze that's helping us out a bit out of the south and west, 17 miles per hour. But that breeze is increasing the humidity. It's increasing those dew points. And yes, the left-handed batters could fare pretty well with maybe some home runs with that ball going right out of right field. So we're going to talk all about that coming up. But let's talk about those temperatures to expect during the All-Star game. Temperatures will be right around 86 degrees by 8 o'clock, holding pretty steady for the remainder of the evening in the 80s. So kind of what you see is what you get. Obviously, the sun sets around 8:30, so that will help us out a little bit as well as that breeze. But those temperatures are going to be feeling a little warmer than the 80s. That's all because of the dew point. We talk about the dew point on here, and I try and explain that anytime those dew point temperatures climb above 60, it starts to feel muggy. It starts to feel a little more like that air you can wear. It's just kind of heavy on you stepping outdoors. So dew points are in the 70s right now for Philadelphia. So that's very tropical in nature. So you combine that with the air temperature, and look at this. The feels like temperatures at the start of the All-Star game, they're still going to be around 90, 91 degrees. So despite the air temperature being in the 80s, it's still going to probably feel like 90, 91 degrees, at least the start of the All-Star game. Now, we talked a little bit about that southwest wind. So we'll take you into South Philadelphia. here's a look at Citizens Bank Park, the orientation, if you will, of the stadium, north, south, east, west. We have that southwest wind that's going to be coming in, and that will allow for the left-handed batters to potentially have an advantage because we have that humidity. We have more buoyancy in the air is less dense, so that ball can travel a little farther. And if it goes out of the park, it will be going over that fence at right field. So we're going to be keeping tabs on that. But history tells us that this particular combination is going to benefit the left-handed batter. So that's Bryce Harper, that's Kyle Schwarber, that's Brandon Marsh this evening. So we're going to be keeping tabs on that throughout the All-Star game. So it's really going to be exciting. Overnight low temperatures will dip into the 70s, mid to upper 70s out there. That's above the average low for this time of year. And look at the forecast for tomorrow. The temperatures spike into the triple digits. We'll go around 101, 102 tomorrow for Philadelphia. We have that extreme heat warning in effect from 10 a.m. until about 8 o'clock for those feels-like temperatures, getting 105 to 110 stifling degrees. So here we go again. It's hazy, it's hot, it's also humid. 98 degrees by Thursday. It stays hot for Friday as well. And then by the upcoming weekend, that ridge is going to be breaking down. And that will mean, yeah, we're trading off. The heat goes away, but thunderstorms are back in the forecast. Some of those could be strong to severe. And then if that weren't enough, Judea, we have some smoke that's going to be headed our way. Some wildfire smoke. We saw this a couple of years ago from the Canadian wildfire. So all of that smoke is going to be dispersed in the atmosphere. And as that ridge starts to kind of break down, it's going to open up the door for some of that smoke and that haze to come down to the Delaware Valley. And what that is going to mean is that the air quality, it's going to be poor. So air quality alerts will likely start going up. That's that code orange air quality alert. So if you have asthma, emphysema, upper respiratory disorders, look at that concentration of smoke headed right to the Delaware Valley. So yes, a lot is going on over the next several days.
Oh my goodness. And to know that the heat is coming our way. I got a jacket on today, but that will not be the case tomorrow. Thank you for giving us a look at what's ahead, what to expect, and also keeping us aware so tomorrow we can plan our outfits a little better.
Yep.
Scott, appreciate you. All right, you guys out there streaming with me, we got a lot more to talk to you all about coming up. We're gonna have a pretty interesting interview. I was scrolling on Instagram and I came across this post that was like, are you the best parallel parker in Philly? And immediately I was like, absolutely, yes, I am. It's me. But then I was wondering, what is this all about? And apparently there's a competition in our area. So what it's all about, how can you get involved? What's at stake? We'll talk about all of that and more when we come back. Welcome back to Philadelphia Live. It is a big night in the city of Philadelphia. We've got the All-Star Game. And while our reporters and our producers and our anchors here at Fox 29 have been working really, really hard to bring you guys some quality coverage, I hear that there are some little ones in our area who are doing the same thing. There's a 12-year-old girl from Philadelphia. Her name is Isabella Gonzalez. She actually got the opportunity to interview some of your favorite players, and this girl had all the charisma. She asked the hard-hitting questions. My favorite part about it, though, they didn't treat her like she was a little girl asking them a question. They treated her like a journalist. Take a listen to how it went.
Hi, my name is Bella. My name is Miyako. And we're here at Citizens Bank Park to be interviewing all All-Stars. Thank you to the Players Trust. So the questions I have is, what does being an All-Star mean to you, and what kept you motivated during the toughest parts of your career?
Those are good questions. Being an All-Star to me is a blessing and an honor. It's something that I grew up watching as a young kid. I look back at all the times and all the things that my family did for me, all the times that my mom and dad took me to and from practices, and all the long travel and all the money that they spent. It just keeps me motivated that I do it for them and I do it for my family, and try to keep a good representation for the last name that I carry on.
So Isabella and her counterpart, they got the chance to get up and close with some of your favorite players from Major League Baseball, but more specifically, Phillies players. And like I said, I was just really impressed with how they conducted themselves, but also how the players interacted with them. You guys, this is what journalism is all about, asking the hard-hitting questions and making sure you get an answer for your viewers, for your readers. You guys have a very bright future ahead of you, so I'm excited that we got to share that. And these videos and pictures came from Players Trust. Now, let's switch gears, quite literally. Like I said before the break, I was scrolling on Instagram and I came across this post that said something like, are you the best parallel parker in Philly? And I was like, yes, I am. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, why are they asking that? And dug a little deeper. Apparently, there's a competition here in Philly. It's pretty new. I was wondering just how real could this be? So I DM'd them, and apparently, yes, it is real. It is happening. So I brought in the commissioner to talk to us all about it. His name is Adam Wadka. Thank you so much for making some time for us here on Philadelphia Live. I'm so excited. So tell me a little bit more about this. How'd you come up with the idea?
Sure, thanks so much. Well, hey, Judea, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Celebrating and promoting excellence in parallel parking is not new. I think for all Philadelphians, it's something that we experience part of our daily lives. I live in South Philly. I know that every day it's something that I'm dealing with, and I know that all my friends and people across the city, it's something that they're doing too. So the competition is actually something that does exist elsewhere. Pittsburgh has been having a parallel parking competition for the last 5 years or so. And, I've been thinking about it, and it feels like this is something Philly should have. It's a core part of living in the city. And so, we were like, we should do this. And so this year we'll be holding the first one.
I mean, really any city, but really Philly for sure. I think I saw just how skilled our drivers were when we had that snowstorm and cars were encapsulated in ice. I saw so many videos on social media of people like putting their cones up to save their freshly carved out spots, and people had to figure out how they were going to get around them. It was kind of like a game of Tetris. So in this competition, what are you looking for? What's the criterion?
Totally. So, but before I get to the competition, I'll say that, so this is all part of the Philadelphia Parallel Parking Association, or the PPPA. So the PPPA exists to celebrate and promote excellence in parallel parking across the city. The idea being is that we're all better off when there are more good parallel parkers across the city. Mm-hmm. So what we look for, we're looking for somebody who's right and tight in that spot, right? So you're up close against the car in front of you, the car behind you. You're nice and close to the curb, leaving room for people to get by you. And then we're talking about getting there quick. So, that's another way. There are a lot of one-way streets in Philly. So we're not looking for someone that has to go in and out a few times. We're looking for something that's a little quicker. So the competition does have 3 categories that are kind of based on those metrics. So one is called one shot. Everyone gets just one shot to do a parallel park. That's measured by how close you get to the curb. The second is a tight squeeze. So the cars around you will be set to a set amount, probably about 12 inches, bigger than the car that you're driving. You can use your own car. and we see how many moves, who can have the fewest moves to get close to the curb. And then the last category is under duress. So that's trying to simulate like real world things that we all face in Philly. So as you say, maybe there's a chair in the street, maybe there's somebody honking in front of you, maybe there's people walking by, and who can get into that spot the quickest.
I'm thinking about the kids in the back seat saying, "Mommy, I want McDonald's." Like, let me do this first, and then maybe we'll think about the next thing. I thought those rules were really cool, and I saw somebody on Instagram when you guys posted that the competition existed. Somebody was like, "I don't think that you should be able to use backup cam." What's the rationale, and are you able to use one?
Controversial. The position is, so I drive a 2011 Prius. It's not a new car, and that car has a rear view camera. So to me, rear view cameras have been around for a while, and I do think that's a part of parallel parking these days. We're thinking about maybe there's kind of like an old school category or an old school designation or a bonus for people who do it without the rear view camera. But for me, that's a legal part.
Okay, I like it. My car does have a backup cam, but I truly don't think it really makes the difference. If you have spatial awareness, it doesn't matter if you got the camera or not. Like, you either got it or you don't. that's how I see it.
I think that's right.
How do people reach out to try to become part of this? Is there like an application process?
Sure, exactly. So we just opened applications 2 days ago. We have almost 50 applicants already. Yes, people who are interested can go to philaparallelparking.org or on Instagram, Phila Parallel Parking. And there, if you go to the website, you can see the 2026 PPA Championship, PPPA Championship. Don't want to get confused. And there you can fill out an application to be one of the people to participate in the event.
Okay, it sounds simple enough. Do you guys already know when you want to hold this or where you want to hold it?
So we're looking at the fall for sure.
Okay.
So it will be in September, October. We're talking to a few different locations. To be very honest, we're still thinking through what makes the most sense in terms of off-street or on-street, right? What do you think? To me, on-street is more authentic, but off-street is a little easier to control elements. So we're still thinking through that, and we'll be able to announce the final date and location in the coming weeks. But what do you think? Where do you think it should be held?
Well, shoot, let me ask the room and the audience. We're on social media right now, so we've got a lot of people in our live stream chat. If you guys have a preference, let me know. But room, Larry had a lot to say the other day. He's being quiet now. On street for sure. He says on street.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking too.
Ooh.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Wait, he said maybe it should be something by the sports stadium because it definitely would be very busy, very tough.
That could be good. I was thinking that too, down by the park. I mean, whatever it is, I want it to also be accessible, but for people on foot to be able to come down and see it.
That's true.
So stay tuned for that news. Happy to hear people's opinions, but looking to make that announcement in the coming weeks.
Okay, we are all looking forward to it. Like I said, it was so much fun when we saw it and we were just trying to like verify that it was real and to know that this is happening. Pittsburgh's been doing it. Now it's Philadelphia's turn. See how we do things down here. Adam, thank you so much for making some time for us here. I think a lot of people are going to reach out after this. We'll see.
Good. I'm excited. Thank you so much today. A pleasure. Take care.
No problem. All right, you guys, let's get fired back up for the All-Star game. It gets started in about 15 minutes. There's so much to get through. As you can see, you got a live image of the exterior for Citizens Bank Park. On the ground, we got to talk to Chris O'Connell, one of our reporters at the top of the show, and there were so many people pouring in. We saw little kids. We saw a man who was, I think it was his 90th birthday. And this is how his family has chosen to bring it in with him. He was so excited. He actually said he had brought his grandson to a World Series game, and so it only made sense that for his birthday they returned the favor. It's really, really fun getting to see how people are celebrating all of this, how people are getting out to any of the All-Star activities. There's All-Star Village that a lot of people have been interested in as well. I haven't gotten out there just yet. I don't know if it's too late. Will it still be going on tomorrow or even the day after that? I don't know. I'll have to take a look for you guys. But just another reminder, if you are heading out to the game, you will be able to take SEPTA for free if you ride the B line to get home. starting at around the 6th inning, they'll start making any of those trips free. So again, if you are there, you're trying to leave the stadium, all you got to do is take the B line and you will get home on time and for free. It'll be great. So a lot of big things cooking for you guys. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to take a look at some of the trending topics, see what's going on around our live cameras, and see if there's something interesting to bring you on out to. Let me know in the live stream chat as well what you guys are interested in seeing. And just a quick shout out, we've got Mr. Magic on TikTok, Brenda J. Lamore, who's always with us. Love you. Thank you for joining us. Blood Orange is with us too. Jenny, Veritas, a lot more people. I'll continue giving out live stream oh my goodness, what's the word I'm looking for? Shout outs. Thank you. When we come back. Welcome back to Philadelphia Live. You were taking a live look at a water rescue apparently near Alcatraz, which is a very, very big deal. We don't have too many details on what exactly is happening here. I've seen a couple of local reports on the situation that said a boat may have been on fire in the area. I've been monitoring this camera for the last 10 minutes or so, and I definitely did see a boat or some sort of other vessel out in the sea. It looked like it was going under, and obviously they are trying to rescue as many people as possible. Now, as you can see, there are some orange specks in the water, and to be honest, I'm not sure if we're looking at life vests here or maybe just buoys or something else. But I'm gonna try to keep my eyes on, again, those local reports to get you guys some more information. You're gonna see there are multiple boats out in the water, and then as it zooms out, of course, this is our sister station providing this live video for us. And we've also seen there are other helicopters in the area as well. Again, I'll try to get you the latest information of what's going on here, but so far all I do know is there is a water rescue underway as we speak. Now, bringing in our Jake Leonard from the digital team. Jake, hey. It is such a big night. Are you excited for the All-Star game?
Duh! I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. The fact that it's happening here is, like, incredible. I mean, earlier today we had the red carpet literally, like, right down the block from us. Like, we were practically there.
Which is so crazy to think about, but in a place like Philly where there's so much history everywhere and there's so many big things always happening, especially this summer, it's like, yeah, you could walk outside.
I know, literally.
And kind of, like, step into a celebrity.
Look, oh,
you don't even know.
There it is.
Can I actually do a fashion show real quick while we're talking about the red carpet?
Yeah.
Okay, so somebody said they liked my jacket.
I love the jacket. I love it.
I just want to show it off. We've got Philadelphia Phillies on the back. I got a couple of different what are these called?
Patches?
Yes,
Oh,
for
I
you
love
guys.
it.
Yes. So, you guys are slowly indoctrinating me here in Philadelphia.
Yes.
As the New Yorker, I don't know how I feel about that.
I
but-
love it. I love the patches. There is like a little store right by my apartment, and they have like a special like patch bar. So like you can get like a hat or like a jacket, and it's like all these Philly themed like patches.
So realistically, depending on how you design your stuff, no one will have the same exact thing as you.
Isn't that so cool?
That is really cool.
I love stuff like that.
I may ask you where that is and the information a little later.
I got you.
I love shopping. Okay, so let's get into some of the big things that
Okay.
are happening. I know a lot of people are talking about the
Yes.
game. Are there any other trending topics out there
Yes.
that
Okay.
you
Well, how do you feel about daylight savings time? That's my question to go into this.
Okay, so realistically, I don't understand why we do it. However, one of the meteorologists at one of my old stations
Right.
was always so gung-ho about if we don't do it, like, could you imagine when we get to Christmas time, like, I think he said it would just be dark for almost half the day.
Yes.
And so when he put it in perspective like that, I was like,
Yes.
well, I like the sunlight.
Yes. Okay. So that's kind of how I feel.
Okay.
I'm asking because daylight savings time could become permanent. So like, so the way that it is like right now. Okay.
So we'll never, we spring for, we would never fall back.
Yes, yes. So today, the House, it was, I want to make sure I get this number right. Okay, 308 to 117 voted to pass the Sunshine Protection Act. So basically, yes, this would make it kind of up to the states voluntarily they could observe daylight savings time. So like it wouldn't be like a whole, mandatory quote unquote thing. Yes.
Would that ruin our time zones, at least the way we know it today?
I guess. I don't know. It's confusing. I was reading up on it, but basically they're doing this because they kind of want there to be more daylight into the evening hours. But, the people that are going against it are kind of saying the arguments you were bringing up that, it could be dark until later in the day, and how would that affect the people who have to commute early in the morning? So there's definitely pros and cons to both, but it is really interesting that it passed in the House today. Obviously, it's not becoming official yet. It still has to go through the Senate. It still has to be signed by the president, although it is important to note in the past, President Trump has voiced that he would support something like this, but it is something that could have changed, so obviously nothing is set in stone.
What do you guys think about that? Let me know in our, actually we already got somebody. Brenda says no, she likes falling back. Let's see, anybody else? Keep commenting, you guys. We want to read your comments in real time. That is so crazy.
Yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah, and okay, so I already voiced like why I would want to, because I just don't understand why we do it in the first place. But also, seasonal depression is real.
Yes, it is very real.
Yeah, some people need that extra sunlight. So I don't know how that would go with emotions and how people function at work. And
I know, but I mean, obviously this isn't like a logical argument whatsoever, but I do like it because I do like when the clocks change and it is summer and it is lighter out. That is just so like summer to me. Like I feel like because we go through that period of quote unquote like darkness outside, it makes it almost better. It makes me appreciate like the sunshine even more. Like I know, again, that's just a personal thing and like not logical like a lot of the other arguments, but I don't know, I think I would kind of like miss it in a way because I think it's like it is nice in winter, like you can kind of like snuggle up under a blanket and it's like a little bit more chill, and then like summer comes and it's like, oh, I want to be outside, I want to be doing stuff. Like I feel like it kind of like represents the seasons.
We kind of get the best of both worlds
Exactly.
here. But then I think a place like Alaska, where they already have all day daylight and all day nighttime. So I guess it wouldn't really be too new for them, but for the rest of us, whew, yikes. We'll see what they do.
I know. I'm like saw that headline and I was like, first I was like, why is daylight savings time trending? And then I was like, oh, okay. And it's really interesting.
Congressmen, they're fooling around again.
Right. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. But this has always been something that a lot of people have been interested in.
Every time it comes around, whether you're springing forward or falling back, is a hot topic.
Yeah, I feel like people have been talking about, making it permanent / like getting rid of it for like forever. So it's interesting that it's like finally in motion.
Yeah,
So,
picking up some traction. Okay, keep your eyes on that one
yes,
for us.
definitely.
And, you know, in just a couple of minutes, we're talking about maybe less than four now, the All-Star game will get underway.
Yes.
So we wanted to gauge
Yes.
how you guys think tonight will go.
Yes.
Check out our Go Vote, which
Yes.
right now you can go vote on it if you'd like
Yes,
to.
it's live, fox29.com
Mhm.
/go vote under the Fox Local tab. And, you know, we're basically asking who's winning tonight's All-Star game. So obviously American League, National League, but as you brought up earlier, you know, if it's kind of ending in a tie, they'll do this thing called the swing off. So we also added options, you know, the American League wins. Oh, there we go. The American League wins in a swing off, or the National League wins in a swing off. So it seems like right now, National League all the way.
Taking it. Yeah, so clearly you guys think that they're just straight up not even going to have to go to a swing off. They're just going to go ahead and win it all. And I just want to say, you know, not for nothing, Phillies players are on the National League side.
Yes. So
are we biased?
Right. But
you guys can vote in real time throughout the show. We'll be keeping our eyes on it, and I'll be letting you know what that score looks like throughout the game.
I'm so excited. It's an exciting night to be in Philadelphia.
Absolutely. Okay, with that being said, you guys, we are going to take a quick commercial break. I want to let you know, if you're not watching the All-Star game, they're going through the roster right now, naming each player on the field. Then they'll be doing the national anthem, America the Beautiful, all of that and more. We'll talk to you a little bit more about what's going on and get you some more news when we come back. Welcome back to Philadelphia Live. You're taking a live look at Citizens Bank Park because the All-Star game is officially getting underway. Right now, as we speak, they are shouting out all the different players. They're actually having someone sign in a pretty important document, as you all know, here in Philadelphia. The Declaration of Independence was once signed. So anyway, if you are interested in what's going on there, we'll try to keep you up to date on everything. Again, I'm Judea Murray, and you are with me for the rest of the evening. Welcome on in, you guys. All right, our team has been working really hard to bring you guys some awesome coverage from everything that has to do with the All-Star game. One of our reporters, Dawn Timoney, actually found herself looking for our hometown heroes. Some of the bigger names that you might not know are actually from Pennsylvania. So, Dawn, who have you been looking for? What have you found? Talk to me.
Well, I have to tell you, Judea, I am at Hanrahan's Irish Pub in Drexel Hill, and it is super, super loud. I'm standing in the doorway. I'm going to go inside just a second. But tonight we are following Kevin McGonigal. He is a rising star with the Detroit Tigers, but he is like a local kid. He grew up a Phillies fan, and now he's suiting up for the American League, playing in his first All-Star game at the stadium where he went as a kid. He's a Bonner Prendy alum. He was a phenom in high school. And so a lot of people are coming out here to Hanrahan's in Drexel Hill to root on this 21-year-old. He is the youngest All-Star playing in this game. It's so cool that he's coming back to Philadelphia. You can see the bar here is packed. And you know, obviously there's a lot of Phillies fans here, but I mean, we gotta root for Kevin. I actually covered him high when he was 18 years old, when he was at Bonner Prendy, and he had committed to Auburn, but was hoping he was going to get drafted, and he did. So who are you? What's your name? Why are you here tonight?
Yes, my name is Jason Shepard. Actually coached Kevin in Drexel Little League and at St. Bernadette's. My son and a lot of the other local kids around here played with Kevin growing up. And this is a dream come true for him and his family and all of us.
What is it about him that makes him so special?
Yeah, he's a very humble kid, works hard, sets the example for everybody else. He's just a terrific kid, great head on his shoulders, and deserves all the success he's having.
How exciting is it to be here tonight and watch him coming back to play at the bank of, you know, where he was a Phillies fan as a kid growing up?
This is the second best option from being there, of course. But a lot of friends here tonight, all friends of the family and fans of Kevin. So go Tigers, go Kevin, go Phillies, and I hope he has a great game.
Yeah. What do you think is his standout quality? Because I think he seems like a really hardworking, determined kid.
Yeah, no, you nailed it, right? Hardworking, dedicated, loves the game ever since he was little. And he's got a lot of God-given ability, but nobody works harder than he does.
All right, well, enjoy the game. All right, thanks for talking to us. All right, you're a Kevin McGonigal fan too, right?
I am, yes.
So tell me who you are, what your connection is.
My name's Dr. John Cook, and I'm the president of Bonner and Prendy High School, where Kevin went to high school at.
So you know what an outstanding young man he is.
He's a great kid. He's a great kid. He's a great ambassador for Bonner and Prendy, and a great ambassador for Delco as well.
What is it about him, do you think? Because obviously you watched him grow up, you watched him play in high school, you're the president. What is it about him that makes him so special?
He's a very genuine person. He truly is. What you see him doing today, he's grown up that way, and I think it's really because of his family, his education at Bonner and Prendy, the friends that he grew up with, and everything he learned at school, as well through his family values too.
We talked to his mom earlier on the red carpet, and she was just so thrilled that he was going to sleep in his childhood home. He talked about it, she talked about it. I mean, he's really just like a, homegrown phenom, actually.
Absolutely. I think that's what makes Kevin so unique. He remembers his roots, goes back to family, and I know he hangs out with all his high school friends. I know some of them are down there today, and they're here with us tonight, cheering him on. Even though we're in Philly, we're in Delco, which is more importantly from where Kevin's from.
Were you surprised when he made the All-Star team?
Not really. I was not at all. I just knew Kevin was very special from the beginning. I've known Kevin since he's been in 7th grade when we were talking to him about coming to Bonner Prendy. His brother went there, his sister went there, his mom went there as well. So I've known him for a long time. He's always been the same kid. He was a hard worker. He's worked hard for everything he's gotten, and it's well deserved.
How exciting is this for you, just as someone who's known him so long and watched him grow up?
Oh, I think it's great. And as I mentioned before, he's an ambassador to our school, too. Our school community is really, really excited about that. I know a lot of people made this trip down to Citizens Bank Park to cheer him on. It just really makes us very, very proud, for sure.
Well, thanks for talking to us. Appreciate it. All right, you've got a McGonigal shirt on, too. What's your connection? What's your name?
My name's Jody Donahue. I've known Kevin and his family since he was playing Little League at Drexel Little League. And then he went to the same high school that I went to, but my daughter went to as well. So,
how exciting is this?
It's amazing. It's a great day for all of us, but I can't even imagine what Kevin and his family are going through right now. It's really great to see.
Yeah, well, we caught up with his mom earlier on the red carpet, and she said she's just so proud and so happy for him. I know his dad is too.
Yeah, they're glowing. I've seen them a little bit. We took a road trip up to New York a couple weeks ago. It was right before this was announced, so she didn't want to talk about it and jinx it. But she was super excited, and, Kevin had told her, Mom, if I make it, I'm coming home to sleep in bed. So.
Were you surprised he made it?
Not at all. He's a really hard worker, always has been. I tell my son this story all the time. We went up to a Bonner football game right after Kevin got drafted. It was in the fall. His season had just ended, and he's on the backfield taking BP. One of his friends are throwing balls. Like, the kid worked his whole life for this. His parents and his brother and sister worked for it. It's so deserved. It's great to see.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So, Judea, I am going to send it back to you, but obviously you get a feel for his fan base. I mean, everyone just loves this young man, 21 years old, Detroit Tigers, playing for the American League, youngest all-star coming back to play on the field where he used to come as a kid and root on his Phillies. Obviously, he's now a Detroit Tigers, but Phillies fans are rooting for him too. So we will have more coming up on Fox 29 News after the All-Star game. I'm going to send it back to you because it's really hard to hear in here.
No problem. Thanks, Dawn. Yeah, as you can hear, the cheering, everybody's super excited. That's because the game itself will be getting started. So again, we went through the rosters for both sides, the American League, the National League. They said each player's names. They came up, they signed their name on that document, and pretty soon we'll be stepping up to the mound and getting to see who's going to hit first. You guys are taking a live look at Citizens Bank Park. Again, it is a huge night for us here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. Just everyone's curious about to see who's going to come out the big winner in all of this. And I was just curious because last night I didn't know what the home run derby, the big prize was some money. First place was $1 million. That was crazy. So then I was like, well, if that's what the home run derby took home, what about the All-Star game? They are just doing it for the love of the game. So they'll get the bragging rights, of course. They'll get the All-Star game trophy, and then also a little bit of money. Each individual player on the winning team may get a pay bump in their contracts. So that's pretty cool. Little bonus here and there, never hurt anybody. You guys, we are gonna take a quick commercial break. Before we do though, I just find it so interesting that, he has so much love surrounding him. I'm talking about Kevin McGonigal here, surrounding him here in Pennsylvania. So Dawn got to meet up with some of his loved ones, people who have coached him, who have gotten him to the point where he's at now. We're just excited to see the man he's becoming. He's only 21 years old in an All-Star game. And then on the red carpet, we met his mom. And just at the top of the show, Chris O'Connell was outside of Citizens Bank Park and just so happened to meet up with his aunt. Had a live interview with her. So there are so many people just here to root him on. And I hope he feels the love in the crowd, through the screen, knowing that a lot of people are here for him, even if he doesn't play for the Phillies. You never know what can happen in the future. You guys, we're going to take that quick commercial break. When we come back, got more news coming your way. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Philadelphia Live. I'm Judea Murray. Just a quick reminder, if you are looking for the All-Star game to watch the full game itself, Fox on broadcast, the TV side of things, will have that available for you all. Here we'll have some exclusive interviews and be able to tell you what's happening behind the scenes. So if you take a look at the Jumbotron though, you will notice there's someone moving gracefully out on the field. That's Ms. Patti LaBelle singing the national anthem, and soon after that, Jennifer Hudson will take over. She'll be singing America the Beautiful. And I hear that there are some other stars out there. Miles Teller's there, Boyz II Men. They'll be having some performances a little later on the show. I'll let you know when they're on the field as well and what they do for their tributes. But you guys, I want to get into some of our big news of the week. You all know Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina passed away. They said that it was a heart condition. It was something very, very serious. It was a brief and sudden illness called aortic dissection. And so he was 71 years old when he passed away. President Donald Trump has weighed in. We've also seen plenty of other Congress members just mourning his loss. Now, yesterday, the governor out in South Carolina had decided who should fill his seat. In the meantime, before they have a special election, and who other than his baby sister to do the job. So you may know her name. It is Darlene Graham. She was officially sworn in, first on the Senate floor and then back behind the scenes in the chambers. Take a look how they did things on the Senate floor.
The chair lays before the Senate the certificate of appointment to fill the vacancy created by the death of Lindsey O. Graham of South Carolina. The certificate, the chair is advised, is in the form suggested by the Senate. If there is no objection, the reading of the certificate will be waived and it will be printed in full in the record. If the senator designate will now present herself at the desk, the chair will administer the oath of office. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter, so help you God.
I do.
All right, so as you guys saw, as they're still doing, they're swearing her in on the Senate floor. Shortly after this particular meetup for them, they actually went into the chambers and they had another swearing in ceremony. This one's a little different. This is the old Senate chamber for a ceremonial swearing. Take a listen to how that went.
Hello, sir. I'm Chuck Grassley. Good to meet you. God bless you. Please raise your right hand Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
God bless you. Oh, you want me in that picture too?
All right, so you guys, this officially makes her the senator designate. Darlene Graham is officially filling the role for her brother in his absence. Now keep in mind, he actually was set for re-election in November. So she won't be here permanently. What's going to happen, there's going to be a special election next month where Republicans are going to try to look for a nominee who they favor, who will go up for the actual election in November. Then come November, they'll figure out who will permanently take over that seat in South Carolina. And I find something interesting. On Google, a lot of people have been searching whether or not Darlene had any political background before taking on this role. And to be honest, not very much. She had for years helped her brother in terms of his campaigns. She's been in plenty of ads. She's helped him out with his speeches. She's been there for quite a few rallies, but she herself has never really had an office or a seat. So this is going to be a first for her, but again, it is just in the interim. They're hoping to find somebody to fill that seat out, a career politician to do so. Also, what I find interesting, they have a very, very close relationship. So I think picking her was more so about continuing on what Senator Graham would have wanted. And they wanted to find somebody who they could trust to do that. So when he was 22 years old and when she was only 13, I heard that their mother passed away shortly after that. Their father passed away, so they were left without parents, but he kind of assumed that role for her and he took care of her as her official guardian. So that was at a very young age. They've been very close ever since. So of course, who better than her to take over that role in the interim? You guys, I also want to get into President Donald Trump. He had a meeting earlier today. It was a bilateral meeting with Prime Minister of Iraq. You guys may find it interesting. I do want to let you know, though, it is in 2 different languages. So you will hear some of the questions, some of the answers in English. Some of them will not be. But take a listen.
They have done a fantastic job over the last very short period of time. But they have a great leader, the new prime minister. He's a great leader. I think he's going to be there for a long period of time. And it's great to have you at the White House. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And he's a young man. He's young and he's handsome, which I don't like. I'm not happy about it.
شكرا جزيلا. لقد عقدنا اجتماعا جيدا وقد دعوته إلى وجبة الغداء، وهذا لم يكن ضمن البرنامج والجدول الذي اتفقنا عليه، لكن هنالك كيمياء عظيمة بيننا وبينهم. رئيس الوزراء يقوم بعمل رائع. أنا لم يتوقع أحد أنه سيفوز في هذه الانتخابات، لكن المرشح المضاد له كان شخص لم يعجبني ولم تكن لديه آراء جيدة تجاه أمريكا، لكن كان من المهم جدا لي أن تفوزوا أنتم في هذه الانتخابات، وأنتم تقومون بعمل رائع جدا. والآن لدينا فائز جديد لم تكن حظوظه كبيرة لكنه مع ذلك نجح في هذه الانتخابات. هو شرف عظيم بالنسبة لي أن أستضيف دولة رئيس الوزراء هنا في البيت الأبيض. هو محارب عظيم وهو أيضا من المعجبين بأمريكا والولايات المتحدة. العراق طبعا دولة غنية لديها كثير من الاحتياطات النفطية وهي دولة مليئة بالثروات، وفي وقت قصير تمكنتم من القيام بالكثير وتغيير على الأقل تغيير.
All right, you guys, sorry, we are going to take a pause there because right now I hear there's a press conference going on out in California. There was a water rescue for 17 passengers, maybe even more, out near Alcatraz. A lot of people have been keeping their eyes on this search and rescue effort. They're having a live press conference. I want to bring you in there to hear what they're talking about.
The scene and found a capsized vessel, a pontoon boat, a 3-deck pontoon boat, with one patient who was severely injured. They initiated CPR and an immediate transport to the shore, and this patient was declared deceased here at Gas House Cove. We have a report of 19 total members of the community on this vessel. At this current time, we have 13 who are on the shore and safe. We have 3 others who have been transported to California Pacific Hospital on Van Ness. We have 2 missing at this time. We are still conducting an active search of the area. We have 11 vessels on the water conducting that search. We are going to continue for hours to make sure that we find these 2 missing people if possible. We'd like to thank all of the partner agencies. We had the United States Coast Guard. We had the Oakland Police Department who conducted some transports to the shore here. We also had some private vessels that were involved. So again, thanks to the police department and many other units who assisted us here. It's a very active scene. We declared a yellow and then a red alert. A yellow alert is when there's potential for more than 5 victims, and a red alert is when there are confirmed more than 5 victims. So it's a very active scene. We set up a family reunification center here at Fort Mason in the Concourse building. So we're calling in HSA, Human Services Agency, as well as the American Red Cross to assist with these patients and make sure that they're reunified with their family members. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Chief. I want to express my condolences to the family members of the deceased, and I want to make sure that every family member out there and everybody knows that we are in an active search. I want to thank Fire Chief Crispin for his work. I want to thank Oakland PD for their support. I want to thank the U.S. Coast Guard. I want to thank our SFPD as well. This is an all hands on deck search and hopefully rescue. And you all have done some extraordinary work in the last 90 minutes. There is much more work to be done. And as you can hear above us, we have helicopters. Chief just said we have 11 boats out on the water searching for those 2 missing individuals. And so we're going to keep at it. And I just want to say thank you to all of our partners, all of the agencies that have come together during this time.
Yeah, Christian. Do we know where this boat originated, and do we know if this was a personal craft, was this a commercial vehicle, was this a tour? What do we know about this boat, where it came from, and its origin?
So we are still gathering that information. At this point, we hear that it launched from somewhere near the St. Francis Yacht Club. Again, there were 19 folks on the boat, and it seemed like a recreational type vessel, but that's all we know at this point.
Are there any children? I'm
going to go around to everyone, but I just want to let's give order. For those 2 that are missing, what's the prognosis? Do we think they're alive? Do we think they're dead? What do you realistically expect?
So our standard operating procedures are to continue to search as long as it's safe for us to search. So we have our divers are in the water currently searching the surface, and we have the helicopters searching above. We also have a float so we can identify where potentially people would move if they were in the water. So this search will go on for some time.
Chief, when you got there, can you
hold on, guys. I'm going to do one at a time, please. You got to raise your hands if you're going to ask the question.
Can you describe?
Hold on. I'm going here, and then I will come back there. Please,
Chief,
go ahead.
I know you can't identify anyone yet because you're still notifying family, but can you tell us a little bit about the people that were on board? Were there any children on board, or the approximate ages of the people who you're looking for? Any kind of information about that?
Sure. So we are unaware of any children being on this particular vessel. They all appear to be adults. Unfortunately, there was one dog that was declared deceased that was on the boat as well. And that's all the information we have at this point.
In the back. And can you describe when you guys got on scene what it looked like?
Sure. So the reports we received from the SFPD Marine Unit was a vessel that was capsized and mostly under the water with some leaking fuel and some exhaust still emitting from the motor still operating, and at least 1 person in the water currently, and then a massive rescue operation was conducted to get the other folks out of the top compartment of the vessel.
And do we believe there was any fire or just a capsize?
At this point, we don't have a report of fire. Initially, it was reported as a fire, but we don't have evidence of any of our members or PD members witnessing fire itself.
Sergio, what are the conditions out there? Was it difficult in kind of the water conditions, windy, any of that kind of stuff? Did that kind of make any kind of further challenges?
Sure. So this time of day, this time of year in San Francisco, there's going to be whitecaps on the water, so it is very challenging for our members to conduct this rescue. It may continue to be windy, or it may calm down a little, but we're going to continue to search either way.
Yeah, go ahead. How big is the search area?
So I can get an exact figure for you, but I mean we're assuming that if there's an individual in the water, they're going to continue to go east because of the way the tides are moving and the way that the wind is blowing. So we're going to continue to move east, and we'll give you an actual search area when we get that.
Betty? Can you tell us when this will go from rescue to recovery, especially as we get later into the evening tonight? What are you up against?
Sure. So right now we are in full rescue mode. We have divers in the water and again 11 vessels conducting a search. So we're going to continue at least until dark, and we'll give you updates as they come in.
Yeah, go ahead. Can you speak as to any of the injuries that those hospitalized have?
Sure. So the initial injuries that we are hearing about are mostly impact injuries from falling as they fell into the water. We don't have any reports of burns or any other types of injuries at this point, but we'll update as they come in.
I just wonder, is there, yeah, go ahead. I want to make sure I get everyone.
What do you know about the cause of the fire? Is there an explosion? Is there any kind of
That will be investigated by several agencies, but we haven't even commenced that investigation yet. We don't have any information on that.
Chief, can you just say what you said again? We're not
Yeah.
sure if there's a fire yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just to be clear, there was no reports of fire, the chief said before.
Okay, I'll come back around, Christian.
Wondering if those on board were wearing life vests, if all of them had life vests, and then also when you firefighters arrived on scene, the first responders arrived on scene, were people on the boat as it was capsizing? Were they in the water? What was the layout?
So the understanding that I have is that there were both. Some people were in the water, some people were on the boat, some people were just falling into the water. So we didn't have reports of folks wearing life vests at this point, but that will be determined because we did bring them in and perhaps they have been taken off and put in the marine units. But we'll update as that information comes available.
For those 13 that were congregated there, what's their demeanor like? Obviously, this is very traumatizing. When you spoke to them, what were they like?
I spoke with several of them, and clearly they're incredibly upset. They're aware that there's some serious injuries here. They're concerned about their mates that they went out on the bay with, and obviously we're going to take good care of them here at the concourse building and get as many services to them as available.
Yeah, go ahead. No, hold on. If I can't see you, then I don't know you have a question. So go ahead and please raise your hand and I'll come.
I know both San Francisco Fire and San Francisco Police Department train on the water for rescues like this. Can you tell me a little bit about the capabilities of San Francisco Fire and also of SFPD in terms of being able to pull people out of the water? How do you prepare for something like this?
Sure. So we train on a regular basis between our Marine unit and the PD Marine unit. We had our rescue watercraft, which are jet skis out on the water, which are very maneuverable and very good for a search of this type. We conduct diving operations and train consistently on that. So this went really smooth on that end of it. Obviously a tragic result, but the training did pay off in recovering as many victims as we did.
In the back? Do I have one in the back? No. You said the boat was completely flipped over by the time you got there?
My understanding was beginning to submerge, and just the top level, apparently it's a 3-level pontoon boat, and just the top level was visible at some point as it was sinking.
So it didn't flip, it was just sinking.
Unclear at this time.
All right, I get to last one, Betty.
There was somebody that was getting CPR about an hour or so ago. Do you know the status of that person?
So yes, that is the individual who was brought in by the San Francisco Police Department Marine Unit, and they have been declared deceased.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, so you just heard that live news conference. I know some of you guys were asking whether or not this was pre-recorded. This happened right before your very eyes, the same as mine. They are still, as we speak, doing the search and rescue out in the San Francisco Bay. This is out near Alcatraz. So there are a few details that we got from this presentation that I'm also going to update what we already know. So at some period of time, they said that there may have been some sort of boat fire. They have now walked that back. Apparently this was some sort of pleasure boat that was out on the San Francisco Bay, and there were quite a few passengers on board. They're saying at some point there were people on the boat as well as people in the water when it started going down. So this is a very big deal because San Francisco is experiencing some pretty choppy water, some high winds in the area. They're also experiencing high flooding in the area. So right now, they were able to determine and tell us that 17 people have been rescued. They have not been able to tell us where one other person still is. So there's at least one other person still missing, possibly in the water, or maybe they just haven't been accounted for on land just yet. Now, again, we are trying to keep our eyes on the situation because the details are unfolding. They were able to give us a little bit more than what we had before. If there's more, if we had another, let's say, helicopter shot out in the water of that rescue, I will try to bring you guys back to it live. You guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll see if we've got anything more on this for you, or we may move on with some of our other big news of the day. And also keep in mind, the All-Star game is going on. We'll keep you up to date with that score as well. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Philadelphia Live. Let's take you guys right back out to the San Francisco Bay, where we know there is a water rescue going on. This is out near Alcatraz. The officials just gave us a live update on everything they know so far. So it looks like 17 people have been rescued. One person is still missing. So what exactly happened here? When did it happen? They say that this is a pleasure boat, so just a boat of people who just wanted to be out and about. It's not necessarily that they were working on anything in particular. The San Francisco Fire Department was alerted to this incident out in the water. Apparently the boat started going under. At one point in time, there were reports that the boat may have been on fire. That has since been taken out of the mix. They do believe now that the boat, for whatever reason, just began to sink. At one point in time, you could actually see almost all of it underwater. So they sent out a couple of other boaters to try and find and rescue these people. Again, 17 so far have been taken to safety. Skyfox flew over the scene. This image that you're seeing here is live video provided by KPIX. So we're very thankful that they're able to share this with us. First responders are still on the scene. We've got the Oakland Police Department, the U.S. Coast Guard on their own private boat, just trying to find any person that they can in this water. Now, I mentioned before that San Francisco has been undergoing some pretty questionable weather. The Bay Area is actually under a coastal flood advisory at the moment. That's supposed to last through the end of tonight. Meteorologists nearby also say that weather is very extreme in the area. The winds that they're experiencing, we've got about 5 to 10 knots. That is a lot. It's also increasing, and they say that it's causing some pretty choppy water. So, I mean, you can all see the waves out there. They're pretty rough. So you can only imagine if somebody were to go overboard, especially if they didn't have life vest, this would be a very tricky situation. So we're going to keep our eyes on this, see what other information we're able to bring out to you guys. Hopefully we've got a happy ending to all of this. You can see the helicopter finding its way throughout the San Francisco Bay. Meanwhile, we got a lot going on here in Philadelphia too. I mentioned that we are all keeping our eyes on the All-Star game. It's really exciting. They finally got underway, but still no one has put a run up on the board just yet. I do believe the National League is out in the outfield. We've got, I believe, Cristobal Sanchez pitching, and then the American League is up to bat. But again, nobody has scored a home run just yet. I'll keep my eyes on that and let you guys know what's happening so everybody is aware. In the meantime, earlier today, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus actually held a press conference. They wanted to talk about the Trump administration, how they feel everything is going with ICE. And before I get into some of the recent killings, I do want to let you all know that earlier today, I saw in St. Augustine, Florida, there was another killing also involving ICE agents, but this one isn't quite what you think. So they say they were out there looking for someone, and they tried to stop this guy who had been out. I believe he was in a convenience store with some friends. They say they tried to approach him and that he tried to run away from them, and while running away, they say he was hit by a tractor trailer. So this is not like some of the other situations that we've been telling you about recently where there was some sort of disagreement or someone trying to get away and an ICE agent then ends up discharging the firearm. This was not one of those situations, but still, there was a Congressional Hispanic Caucus meeting today, and they wanted to hold a press conference where they were telling the president's administration that they're not happy at all about the way the ICE has been conducting itself. I want to let you listen in to what they had to say about some of the recent killings that we've seen.
Here we are once again, as we members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus stand here together to denounce the killing of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo. He's again someone that was killed in Houston, Texas, and once again we are here seeing the same violent pattern exhibited by ICE. We see conflicting accounts. We see missing body camera footage. His family, the Araujo family, deserves the truth, and the American people deserve accountability. So here we are again, a brown man, a Latino, killed. And I must say that I don't see the outrage. I really don't see the outrage that I've seen in other cases. And every life is worth the same. Every single life is worth the same. And we should be equally outraged by this killing. When we see his son speak about him, the tears coming down his eyes are the same tears that come out of everybody's eyes when somebody else is killed by ICE. So we're here to denounce that. We're here to denounce the killing. We're here to denounce the violent behavior of ICE. But we're also here to denounce, it's sort of like double standard, because he's a brown man, as though he doesn't have a first name and a last name, just like any of us here. So whether you're an immigrant, whether you have an immigrant status that's irregular, documented, undocumented, a life is a life. And so the Constitution guarantees due process for everybody, not just for one folk and not the other. Justice should be decided in our courtrooms, not in the asphalt, in the pavement of any city across this country. This is a failure of leadership to allow ICE to continue to go on a rampage, a killing spree, is a failure of leadership. We cannot normalize these killings. They cannot become something that we see and just walk by as though it's normal, that it happens every day and we are not outraged by it. So today we're announcing that on Friday, July 24th, in Houston, Texas, CHC, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, in partnership with the House Homeland Security Committee, will hold a field hearing on the killing of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo. We will hear from witnesses, examine the facts, and demand answers from those responsible. Estamos aquí para denunciar un asesinato, el asesinato de Lorenzo Salgado Araujo. Otro más. Y sentimos como que en este caso no se le está prestando la atención que amerita, la atención necesaria, y que no se está considerando con el mismo repugno de que los otros asesinatos fueron tratados. De manera que estamos aquí con el caucus hispano y vamos a luchar, a denunciar este asesinato, vamos a denunciar el comportamiento violento de ICE que sigue matando gentes en la calle, y también anunciamos que el próximo viernes 24 de julio estaremos en Houston, Texas, en una audiencia pública con el Comité de Seguridad Nacional de la Cámara de Representantes para escuchar de los testigos y ver las evidencias y demandar respuesta a este vil asesinato. Con eso le presento a la representante Silvia García.
Good morning, I'm Sylvia Garcia. I'm from Houston, and the incident occurred in my district. And let me first say that we cannot forget that at the center of all this is the Lorenzo's family. A wife has lost her husband, 3 sons have lost their father, a brother watched Lorenzo get shot sitting right next to him. And instead of being treated with dignity, this family had to learn of his death through the news media and through social media. ICE put his name out there without even notifying the family first. When I confronted the acting ICE director in a phone call last week, he called it unfortunate. Unfortunate. I asked him for an apology. He refused and said that only till after the investigation and they discovered there was an error that he would apologize. Well, that's not good enough. The more we learn about Lorenzo's killing, the more questions we have and more changes ICE makes in their version. Lorenzo was not a target. Let this be perfectly clear. He was never target from this operation. His brother was not a target. The ICE director, the acting ICE director, refused to tell me, well, then who was? He simply said that they had an administrative final order of deportation. My friends, I'm a lawyer, I'm a former judge. That is not an arrest warrant. And that is not a license to kill. Lorenzo, again, let me be clear, had no criminal history. None, period. He was not the target. He was simply picking up workers to go to work in the construction field, building homes in Houston. And as an aside, I can tell you, we need more homes. It was his job, it was his business. The men inside in the van tell me that the Asians approach in unmarked vehicles with no lights, no sirens, no cherry top at the top the way most law enforcement does, and none had dash cam videos. They say the agents never identified themselves, and no officer was ever standing anywhere near the front of a van. Now, you don't have to be a rocket science to know that you can't run somebody over if that person is not in front of the van. So that leaves many, many, many alarming questions. The agent shot through the passenger window that happened to be down. The detainees told me that their air conditioning was not functioning in Houston. You know, it gets really hot, so they had it rolled down, so the shot came through the passenger window. And not a single agent involved was wearing a body camera. This after Kristi Noem had assured Congress back in February that with the money that they had gotten, that they were going to make sure that all agents in the field had body cameras. So Lorenzo's family is being asked to trust an agency that killed him when he wasn't a target, had no criminal history. The officers never identified themselves. I asked you what you would do. ICE still has not provided evidence to support what has happened. They expect the public to accept that one statement they issued the day of the event. I have not provided any further updates. I have not been given a copy of the so-called ICE detention final order. The witnesses also told me that Lorenzo was given no medical aid. Lorenzo was strapped in his seatbelt. He managed to get out. And as soon as agents saw that he was getting out of the van, they stormed him, threw him to the floor. One of them put his knee to hold him down, but never was a first aid kit pulled out, never was there any first aid on the scene. The ambulance from the Houston Fire Department did arrive. We think it was within 20 minutes. We're still trying to get a timeline from that department. These are all allegations of serious human rights, civil rights, constitutional rights violations. The situation demands a real independent investigation, not one from its own internal OIG. The family has suffered unimaginable loss. They should not have to fight the federal government just to learn about what happened to their husband, father, and brother who has died on the streets of Houston. And now, after another deadly ICE shooting in Maine, y'all think about that. Houston's incident was last Tuesday, 1 week ago, and yesterday we learned of another. And the pattern is always the same. They allege that the victim weaponizes the car. They try to run over an officer's acting in self-defense. This time they changed the story and said that he was shot because of the public safety concern. Well, if ICE has the option to shoot anybody for public safety concerns, that means if you're speeding down the road violating public safety laws, they may decide to shoot you. I mean, I think every day the ICE story gets worse and worse. That's why we need congressional oversight. It means that we need to continue demanding every report, every photograph, every video, every communication, and every piece of evidence so that an independent review can be made. Independent, top to bottom, no questions asked. And it must have subpoena power to make sure that we can get the witnesses that we need. It means ensuring local authorities and truly independent investigators have access to the facts, the evidence, and the scene. Lorenzo's family will not be forgotten. They will not fight alone because we are all here. All of these members of Congress from different states are here to support us, and I've gotten countless calls and texts from all over the country, in fact, the world, about this case. We will keep fighting until we get the truth and we get the justice that the Salgado family deserves. Estoy aquí hoy y es por no los podemos olvidar que se trata de una familia de Lorenzo.
All right, you guys, as she goes on to deliver her remarks in Spanish, I just want to go over some big things that happened today. So while they have these complaints and you may feel that they're very valid, I want to let you know that the Trump administration actually did make a move today that may have surprised some people. They have actually ordered ICE to suspend most of their vehicle stops after those 2 deadly shootings. As she was alluding to there, we got to see 2 of those incidents happen within a week. And so the administration did tell Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers to hold back on the amount of stops that they do for vehicles. They want to make sure that these officers are doing what needs to be done. In the meantime, I do believe they will be receiving some extra training to help them in these kinds of sensitive situations. They have admitted too that quite a few of these officers don't have the right training for the situations that they find themselves in. And so that'll be something that is taking place. I also saw in our live stream chat, I mentioned it, but some of you guys brought it back up. There was an incident also today in Florida, and I want to go over the details of that because it is slightly different than what we have been seeing in Maine and in some other areas. So today in St. Augustine, Florida, they had an alert out, a new headline out, that a man who apparently was running from some sort of encounter with ICE agents ended up being hit and killed by a tractor trailer. So in these other instances, there was someone who was in a car. They were accused of using their car to harm officers or cause further damage to the public, and then an officer then discharges their firearm. In this particular situation, they say someone was running from ICE agents and was subsequently hit by a tractor trailer and unfortunately lost their life. This man was only 28 years old. There were 4 other people apparently with him. They were in a parking lot at a gas station at a convenience store in St. Augustine. And it's not quite clear why those officers were approaching him, what the conversation may or may not have been, but they do say that he took off on foot and went off into a busy roadway. And unfortunately, that is where that incident ended up happening. So a couple of headlines to run through with you guys. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I'll get you caught back up on everything that's going on with the All-Star game at Citizens Bank Park. And then we'll also touch base on some of our other trending stories and big things happening around town. We'll be right back. Welcome back into Philadelphia Live. Let's get you caught up on some things that are happening right now as we speak. So out in San Francisco Bay, they are still looking for one person after there was some sort of boating incident out near Alcatraz. Again, this is the San Francisco Bay. The number of people rescued has been increased At first, we were only reporting 17. It looks now like 19 people have been rescued from the water, but still one person remains missing. The U.S. Coast Guard is out there, as well as some local entities. If we get any other information, we'll bring that out to you live. Also, right now at Citizens Bank Park, we've got the All-Star Game, and I've been checking in on the score, trying to keep up with everything that's going on. I do want to let you know that the American League did put 3 up on the board, and it was thanks to 2 Yankees players. So we're talking about Ben Rice here. We're also talking about Bellinger here. So it was like a pretty amazing thing, to be honest. Yes, I'm rooting for the National League, but right toward the beginning of the game, they actually were able to one person got a single, another person got a double. It was beautiful. I'm very excited for the Yankees fans, especially for Ben Rice fans. A lot of you guys were excited to see him yesterday in the home run derby do his thing. Wasn't one of the winners. He didn't get to the second round, but still, he played a pretty good hand there. Now, in addition to that, we've been asking people questions. We've got people up to date on some of our trending topics of the day. So I wanted to bring somebody from our digital team to talk to us a little bit more about what's going on out there. Jake Leonard keeps his ear to the ground. What are people searching for?
Okay, so I have a fun one, and I love when I get to do like fun things like this.
Okay.
Especially when it's involving food.
I love food.
So, okay. Again, sometimes I'm scrolling and I'm like, why is this thing trending? So McDonald's was trending, and I was like, why is McDonald's trending?
Why is McDonald's trending?
I looked into it. It's because they're bringing back their Caesar sauce.
Wait, like, I didn't know they had Caesar sauce.
Exactly.
Get me up to date.
Okay, so they used to have a Caesar salad. I didn't know that. Apparently, it was really popular. It got discontinued.
Discontinue the best things. Bring back the chicken legs. Okay, I'm sorry. The Caesar.
So they're not bringing back the Caesar salad.
Okay.
But they're bringing back the Caesar dressing. Okay. And so along with the Caesar dressing, they're bringing back a couple, or I guess not bringing back, reinventing a couple products. So.
Okay.
The snack wraps were iconic. They were gone for a while. They just brought them back. They're going to introduce a Caesar chicken wrap. They're having.
Okay, that'll probably be really good. I'm not going to lie.
Yes, a bacon, chicken, Caesar McCrispy, and then just like tenders that are like Caesar dipped or whatever. So.
They're piquing my interest.
Yes.
You said tenders because I said the chicken legs.
Yes.
I do think they are different. But that might be really good. And I've been into Caesar wraps lately.
Yes, me too.
I'm nervous though about the lettuce.
Yes, I literally was thinking that. I was like, well, good thing they're not bringing back the salad. But they're not coming back just yet. They're coming back on the 21st. So maybe things will be calmed down. There's like a week left. Okay. So I guess we'll see.
Do you guys like McDonald's? Are you gonna go get these things? The Caesar is back.
I think we might have to do like a taste test.
Maybe we will. Okay, actually that's not a bad idea. Is there a McDonald's nearby?
I'm sure we could find one.
Okay, we'll put our reporter hats on and try to do. This is the hard-hitting journalism
boots
that
on
the
the
people
ground.
need. Jake, thank you for bringing us a look at what's trending.
Thank you.
And of course, we've got our question of the night that we all want you guys to weigh in on. Who do you think is winning the MLB All-Star Game? And I mean, I feel like this was the most fair at the beginning when no one knew what was going on. But looking now where it's 3-0 and we aren't looking too hot every time we go to bat, I don't know how I'm feeling. But American League has 20% of your vote. National League has 67% of your vote. And of course, our Phillies players are playing on the National League. And then we do have something called the swing off. So if they get to the 9th inning and they happen to both be tied up, they're going to have to go into this whole swing off. It's kind of like the home run derby where they'll be trying to hit and hit and hit to see if they can come out on top. So some of you guys, 13% of you guys, thought that the National League would make it to the swing off and then would go ahead and actually win it then. 6% of you guys thought the American League would make it to the swing off and take it home from there. So we'll keep our eyes on this. If you guys want to vote, all you got to do is go to fox29.com/go vote or hit us up in our live stream chat. I am with you guys on TikTok as we speak, so I'll be able to read what you guys are saying and maybe even be able to give you guys a shout out. Now, we do have some big news of the day, a lot of big things that are happening. I want to get it out to one of our reporters, Shawnette Wilson. Shawnette, we've been talking to the people probably for the last couple of months, maybe even longer than that, about data centers that might be popping up in different areas. This one we know is for sure an Amazon data center, but what's the conversation surrounding it and where are you at?
So I'm live right now at Pennsbury East High School behind me, which is where a town hall was held tonight on this Amazon data center to be built in Falls Township. It's supposed to be built on the former U.S. Steel site here that has been vacant for a very long time. So you're right, this is pretty much a done deal. It is already under construction, but you know, these meetings continue, as we know, doing other stories on these data centers that people have a lot of questions. The questions are never ending. You know, they have questions about how a data center like this could affect their community, everything from air quality, noise pollution, to the amount of energy it will take to operate a center like this. And if any cost is going to be passed on to them from operating something so massive. So tonight, residents packed this meeting here. First, they were allowed to attend kind of like an information session where inside the cafeteria, you know, Amazon had different booths set up where people could look at plans for the center and see how, you know, designs look, but then also could talk to experts about different categories, different issues that they have concerns about, whether as it be, you know, air pollution, if it would be, you know, the cost that could be passed on to them, and also to learn more about the jobs. We're told that this could create a lot of high-paying jobs for people in the community. And so after they were, you know, able to do that, then they moved into the meeting session where they were able to hear from different agencies like PICO. The Department of Environmental Protection was also here. And of course, Amazon spoke, and then also the developer of this data center. So I can tell you that the meeting got a little wild. People, as you can imagine, are very passionate about something that is happening in their backyard. And they were very upset and vocal about the fact that they felt like they had to sit through a lot of presentation and get a lot of information. And they really wanted to have a chance to make their voices heard, as opposed to spending the bulk of the meeting listening to people give out information. So let me just give you a little snippet of what we saw as tempers flared here in this meeting, and then we'll join on the backside of the sound.
In the state of Pennsylvania, you do have a constitutional right to clean air, pure water, and a healthy environment, which goes to future generations as well.
And then I was told that the construction was just about completed. And I said, well, how could that be? I mean, so as far as I'm concerned, this is all you. And shame on you people.
So the first woman was speaking on behalf of the community, explaining to them, you know, what their rights are when something like this is happening in their community. And then the gentleman that you heard on the end was saying how he pretty much feels like, you know, this kind of got pushed through. You know, he wasn't aware that construction had already started, and he basically said shame on them. You know, a lot of people don't feel like they've had a lot of opportunity to weigh in on this, but then, you know, here they are. Construction, like I said, is happening. So the Amazon data center, from what I understand, is going to house servers. It's going to be like a central hub for, you know, IT information, and it controls how they get information and put that information out. So, you know, people who spoke, the experts, were saying how, like most data centers, you could walk by and not even notice that, you know, what's going on inside, that mostly they would look like, you know, an office building, but they use a ginormous amount more of energy than what an office building would use. And that's, again, why that's one of the concerns of the residents. So, you know, one of the things they talked about also, Judea, was like, you know, why? You know, why a data center? And in this case, you know, one of the people spoke about how with the demand of like social media and gaming and video and, you know, people working, you know, remote work and needing all these things to support what we now know is our time, you know, with the internet and all of that, this is why this would be a critical thing. So that is kind of what happened here today. We couldn't exactly get a timeline on when it's going to be finished, but again, construction has started. The developer, I'm told, started 2 years ago, and then Amazon started, on their part about a year ago. So that's kind of where it stands. The majority of the people here did not seem happy.
And that's understandable. We've seen a lot of different reports of, I know they said this would be one of those situations where you might walk past it and not even know what was inside. But we have seen reports of people saying that maybe the noise is too much, or they're seeing a significant difference with their own power in their own homes, and we've seen a lot of different things. So I understand why we might hear some people who are unhappy. But my question for you, because it seems like they're already well underway, they're in the throes of construction, is it too late for complaints?
I think, and I don't want to speak, on one side or the other, but from talking to someone with Amazon who, we'll hear from on our later newscast, they're saying they want to be good neighbors. They don't want to just move into the community. They want to be a part of the community. And, that's why they're investing, there'll be, tax breaks, there'll be jobs. So I think that they're holding this because people they want them to have more knowledge about what is happening. Now, of course, that's on the Amazon side of things. As far as the residents, they've seen in other areas where there's been a moratorium on these data centers. There's been a pause, even though they already started. So perhaps they are thinking, that maybe if they continue to speak out, that, they can pause this thing. I don't really know, but it definitely, like I said, the construction has started. So, to answer your question, I think that Amazon and all other entities involved are looking to just try to ease the tension. And so giving opportunities, for them to feel like they have a voice. But, on the other side, residents are saying, this thing is happening. We did not have a voice when it counted, to your point.
Got you. And, also to your point, it is important to bring everybody both sides, which is why we've got a report like this. We don't have a crystal ball where we can tell you what's going to happen in the future, but we can report on what is happening now and get you guys as much information as possible so you can just start making your own informed decisions and whatnot. Shawnette, when will we see you again for a full report?
So on the other side of the All-Star game, so we are guesstimating, from what I understand, like 11-ish on Fox 29.
Okay.
Or Fox
we'll
Local.
see you both. We'll see you then.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving us a look at what you've got going on and what you're reporting on here on Philadelphia Live. And that was a perfect segue, because we're going to take a quick commercial break just to reset the tone. But remember, you guys, that the All-Star game is going on right now as we speak. One of our very own, Marcus Beasley, is waiting for us. We're going to come out to him, talk a little bit of baseball, and then we'll keep the show rolling. We're going to break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Philadelphia Live. Remember, we're keeping you up to date on live events happening across the country right now as we speak. This pontoon boat that we've all been looking for, we've also been looking for any survivors, anybody who may be able to be rescued from this. This is happening in the San Francisco Bay. So you can see the very, very top of that boat peeking out of the water. You can also see the emergency responding teams trying to get as many people out as possible. So far, we know 19 people have been rescued, but we're still missing one person. We'll bring you back out here later on just to see how they're getting underway with this rescue. But also right now, as we speak, the All-Star Game is going on at Citizens Bank Park right here in the city of Philadelphia. I had to bring in Marcus Beasley from our sports team. Marcus, there is so much going on. It's really exciting. I just saw Brandon Marsh up. Unfortunately, he couldn't get a run. I think they said he struck out. Where are we at right now in the game?
So we are currently in the top of the third. Unfortunately, the American League is up 3-0, and all of those runs have come from Philadelphia's pitcher, Christopher Sanchez. Sanchez, in just one inning, mind you, 34 pitches, 3 hits allowed, 2 walks. He allowed all 3 runs, like I said. He did strike out a couple batters, but he got rocked pretty early, and unfortunately the National League has not been able to recover from there. And as you said before, Brandon Marsh, he struck out looking in his attempt. Kyle Schwarber, he led off for the National League. Unfortunately, he struck out swinging. So out of the 6 Phillies that are in the All-Star game, unfortunately, the 3 that we've seen have not done so well. But we're still in the first third of the game, so there's still plenty of time for Schwarber to make up for it. Harper, we could see Jesus Luzardo in as well. And again, Brandon Marsh, we know what kind of a hitter he is, so it's still early, but as of right now, not the best start.
That's true. But 3 innings, really about an hour into the game. Would you say seeing that we haven't put one up on the board would be the most surprising thing to you, or was there another big moment you want to touch on?
I mean, I would probably say I am surprised that we haven't gotten any runs yet. But I mean, Dylan Cease, he started for the American League and he had 3 strikeouts. It took him about 25 pitches, but he still was able to get those strikeouts. So it's more of just a surprise. I mean, it's the All-Star game. We're supposed to see all the best come out, all the best shine. Right now, the American League is showing that, and unfortunately, the National League is not. But in terms of like other surprising moments, there hasn't really been much. It's just been a spectacle just to see everything. I mean, just seeing the intros of the guys, the promos and the packages that they've had to start. I mean, Patti LaBelle singing the national anthem was amazing. So it's just been a lovely sight to see outside of the game. The game itself, it's still pretty one-sided, but it's still a fun time in Philadelphia.
And let me ask you this, because you are often behind the scenes producing some of these big segments for the sports team. Sometimes you're reporting, sometimes you are hosting and anchoring like you are right now. Talk me through, I guess, the biggest difference between an All-Star game and a normal Phillies game that we get to see for anybody who's just now joining in, trying to figure out what we've got cooking with the All-Star game.
I mean, the word itself, or the name itself, the All-Star Game, you see all the stars come out. And I mean, obviously, we love our Phillies. We think they're all All-Stars, but I mean, this is just the country's best players joining together in just a baseball game. That's what makes it so different. It's like if Hollywood was like a baseball game, this is what it's like pretty much. So that's kind of like how it's different. It's just, there's just so much. And also, like I said, in terms of Hollywood, I mean, there's been tons of celebrities that are even in attendance at this game. I know I'm missing a bunch, but I mean, like the home run derby, there was a bunch of celebrities, both in in sports, I should say, and actors and actresses, kind of like how we've seen with the World Cup, where we see a lot of celebrities travel. I mean, they go to these events too, so it's just been a lot of fun. So it's real who's who in the crowd as well.
I mean, let's touch on that. The red carpet, the home run derby, getting to see All-Star Village. I mean, have you had a favorite part about the sports team's coverage of the All-Star Week?
I am, and always have been since I was a kid, a huge fan of the home run derby. I was a huge Ken Griffey Jr. fan. I was a huge Sammy Sosa fan when I was a kid. And so I just loved the idea of a competition of who can hit the most home runs. So the fact that that event came to Philly was just so much fun to watch. Bryce Harper, unfortunately, eliminated in the first round, but it was still fun to see him. Kyle Schwarber, I thought, was going to win it. from how he survived in the first round to where he dominated in the second. I mean, he had 30 home runs between the first 3 rounds. He had 11 in the last round, and we were so convinced, both Breland Moore and I, we were so convinced that he was going to win. And then just to see Jordan Walker hit a home run in his last 6 straight swings, and then in walk-off style win the home run derby. I mean, it's heartbreaking as a Philly fan, but just as a sports fan, it was so much fun to watch. And I don't think the home run derby disappointed at all. And that was, for me personally, my favorite part. I did see a lot of what we did with the All-Star Village, and it was just so nice to see all the fans having fun, fans of all ages from all over the country, all over the world, enjoying themselves, and it was just a great spectacle. But yeah, for me personally, I love the Home Run Derby. It's by far my favorite event of the All-Star Game, and pretty much out of all the All-Star Games from all the leagues, this and the slam dunk contest are like my 2 biggest ones. So this was a lot of fun.
No, I love the slam dunk contest myself.
Oh, yeah.
So this was actually my first, I keep saying my first for almost everything that I've done here, but for real, it was my first All-Star Game, period. So for it to happen while I'm able to be on air has been really cool. I'm sure you feel the same way.
You're good luck.
Thank you, Marcus.
Of course.
I'm not going to say too much because I don't want you to slam me after this. So I'm going to let you go.
I will.
I know. I'm not looking forward to it. Marcus, thank you so much for weighing in, telling us what we can expect with the game, walking us through some of the biggest moments. I'm going to let you get back to watching it because it does look pretty interesting out there. Still, you guys, nothing on the board for the National League. American League still have 3, but we're hoping we could change this game. It's really still early on. It could go either way for anyone, so we'll let you know what happens next at Citizens Bank Park. In the meantime, let's take a quick commercial break. I want to get you another look at your weather forecast with our meteorologist when we come back. Welcome back to Philadelphia Live. We're keeping you guys updated on what's going on in the San Francisco Bay. Remember, there is a pontoon boat that went under. Last time we went out live to this shot, you actually could see the very roof of the pontoon boat starting to go underneath the water. I do believe right when we were leaving you guys off with it, it was about halfway in. We know 19 people have been rescued so far. 1 person is still missing. It's not quite clear what was going on out here, but this is near Alcatraz. It is in the San Francisco Bay. First responders have rushed to the scene. We even know the Coast Guard is out there searching for these people, and hopefully this is a positive story where we get to hear that one person has been found. But I do want to let you all know we've been keeping up with the weather report out there. They do say it is quite windy, causing the waters to be choppy. You also can see that it is flood season for them, so we also know that the water is much higher than it normally would be. So again, we're keeping you guys updated on what's going on out there. If we've got any updates, we'll bring you all to that live. Now, I also want to keep you updated on what's going on with cyclosporus. Oh my goodness, every time it trips me up. Cyclosporiasis. It is that microscopic parasite that they're finding in fruit and vegetables here in the U.S. They also say they're finding it in other countries as well. But here in the U.S., we're talking about 17 different states, over 100 cases, most of them in New York, but we've got some here in Pennsylvania and Delaware, Pennsylvania and New Jersey as well. Delaware is not one of the states. Now they're saying that they're finding in a couple of different fruits. I want to walk you through them so you know what to look out for. We're talking about raspberries. As terms of vegetables, we're talking about salad kits and cilantro, basil. We've got a whole list of the different foods that you should watch out for, available for you on the free Fox Local app or fox29.com. But a big thing that just came out today, one of those restaurants, a fast food joint that you probably love going to, especially on those late nights out, apparently they may be mixed up in this whole cyclosporiasis thing. There's actually a report that's coming out that Taco Bell possibly may be where all of this originated from here in the US. So it's one of America's most popular fast food restaurants. They're under scrutiny right now. They say that it's possible that this all started with their lettuce. The outbreak that we're talking about may have started with their lettuce. There has been a statement released by the Taco Bell Corporation, though I want to read it for you guys. They say the health and safety of our guests is our top priority. Public health officials have not confirmed a link to Taco Bell or any specific ingredient, supplier, restaurant, or retailer. While authorities continue their broader review, Taco Bell has voluntarily and temporarily removed limited ingredients at select restaurants as a precautionary measure. We will continue to closely monitor the situation and follow the guidance of public health authorities. Now, they issued this statement to the Fox News digital team. We're able to give it to us so we could report it for you guys and let you all know what's happening there. However, we do know that Taco Bell restaurants are telling their customers that they are not able to serve lettuce at this point in time. They're also not serving cilantro, onions, pico de gallo, or guacamole because of what they're calling a national recall. So whether or not they're admitting guilt, that is a completely different story. But for now, those are the items that you cannot get at Taco Bell, and this is the reason why. We'll keep our eyes on what's happening with that situation for you all. Meanwhile, another big thing that I thought was interesting, earlier today, Governor Josh Shapiro met up with our mayor here in Philadelphia, Sherrell Parker, and they were talking a little bit more about this big budget for Pennsylvania. You all know that a couple days ago, Governor Shapiro signed in a $50.8 billion budget for all of Pennsylvania. And today he talked a little bit more about the educational side of things. How much money are they allotting to our school districts, and where exactly will it be going toward? I want to let you listen into what those two had to say.
I am grateful to Superintendent Watlington for his outstanding leadership here in Philadelphia. And I know, students, you see your amazing teachers every day, and you see your amazing principal, and you see the people who work here at the school. You may not see Superintendent Watlington every day, but he is working every single day to make sure that you and all the students here in Philadelphia get what you need, and he does an outstanding job, and we're grateful for his leadership. Thank you. Speaking of teachers, can I hear you cheer really, really, really loud for Kathy Kramer, your 6th grade teacher? Can we cheer for her? All right. And I need you to cheer really loud. We're going to embarrass her because she doesn't know I'm about to say this. But the guy who works really closely with me every single day is a guy named Will Simons. And Will chose for us to come right here to this school, and I'm pretty sure it's because he wanted to see Mrs. Simon who's his wife, and she teaches 7th and 8th grade, and she's in the back of the room. Meg. All right, last thing. I am here, and I got a few things to say, and I appreciate you listening, but I want you to understand something. We are all here, and I'm looking at you students, because you matter, and because you can grow up to be anything you want to be, and we believe in you, and we're here to help and support you along that way. Superintendent Watlington introduced a lot of people who lead our city and our state. I'm not going to go over all their names again, but I want you to look at them. Look at the people in the front row here. And now I want you to look at the people who are sitting right up here. These are all the people who lead our city and our state. And these are people who look just like you and look just like people across Pennsylvania. You can grow up to be anything you want to be, including the Speaker of the House, the mayor, including the Secretary of Education. You can grow up to be anything you want to be. And so I hope that when we're done today, you go meet them, you shake their hands, you ask them questions, and if you've got ideas on new laws, tell them that too, because we're going to work hard to make that happen. And do you know why we work hard every day for our public school children? Why we work hard every day for all God's children across Pennsylvania? Because here in Pennsylvania, where you are fortunate to live, our Constitution says that every single child deserves, now we use fancy legal words, a thorough and efficient education, which really just means great schools for every single kid. And so we work hard every single day to make sure that that happens. And we have an amazing group of people that we work with every day. All of these elected leaders who are here, they work on that. You know who else works on that? Your teachers, who are amazing advocates. And the union leaders that represent them, they are amazing advocates. And our parents and our grandparents and our aunts and uncles, they do great work every day. And as a result of that work, we worked hard to fix what was broken in our schools here in Pennsylvania. Do you know that right after I took office, right after some of these folks took office, the courts in Pennsylvania said that we weren't giving our schools enough money. And the schools that needed the most help weren't getting enough help. They ruled, in fact, our education system to be unconstitutional. We went to work. And over the last 4 years, we have grown our investment in public education to $12 billion coming from the state. $12 billion. That's $3 billion more than what we invested the day I took office, and that is a 35% increase in funding for public education. And in addition to that, we're driving this money out to the schools that need it most. School districts like Philadelphia and Norristown and Pottstown and Allentown and others in our region, they were getting shortchanged. And now they're getting the lion's share of this new funding because we believe that all children deserve a great shot. And the way you build a strong foundation for opportunity is to have a great school that you can go to. We've also made sure to increase funding for public education through all of our budgets in the areas that also really matter and we're getting shortchanged. We have increased funding for special education by 18% over the last 4 years. And because we all believe that when you graduate high school, whether you choose to go to the military, you choose to go to college, you choose to work with the trades, you choose to go work in a small business, that we need to help make sure that you have a pathway to success and opportunity. So we are proud that we've increased funding for career and technical education by 60% all across Pennsylvania. That's been a huge difference maker. The superintendent, the mayor, and I were together at Dobbins, which is a great example of what it means to invest in career and technical education. Here's the other thing we've invested in. Raise your hand if you love your teachers. Raise your hand. All those hands better go up, right? Well, guess what? We haven't had enough teachers in Pennsylvania for a lot of years, but we came together to invest $40 million in student teacher stipends, and for the first time in more than a decade, the number of teachers is growing across Pennsylvania. That's huge. We are now, as a result of this budget, we are going to be able to fund 3,000 more aspiring teachers all across Pennsylvania. It's incredible. But improving education isn't just about dollars and cents. As your superintendent, your principal knows, it's also about common sense, about making reforms that really matter, like investing in student mental health, like making sure free breakfast is the law here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, because no one can learn on an empty belly. And because while we understand what happens in the classroom is important, we also know students need to play, right? Do you enjoy to play? Do you enjoy hanging out at recess? Well, guess what? Recess is now the law in Pennsylvania. Mandatory recess for kindergarten to 5th grade. That is huge. Starting this fall, you get to go out and play at least 30 minutes a day. And when you're out playing, thank all these people for the chance to get out and play. It's amazing. And we think it is just as critical as learning science and math and all kinds of other great stuff. I want to talk about how the work we have done together has positively impacted VAIR and positively impacted the city of Philadelphia. Over the last 4 years alone, working together with this great team, we have increased the state investment in Philadelphia public schools by 45%. 45% more funding for the city of Philadelphia. That's an increase of $692 million, and that is huge. I wanted to come here today to VAIR because this district has been able to use those dollars for extraordinary things. First, you'll note that we are here during the summer, which was a vision shared by our great mayor and my friend Sherelle Parker, who said, we've got to make sure students have the opportunity to learn and socialize and grow and develop, not just a few months a year, but every month during the year. She had that vision and a whole lot more, and we're proud to be here today to invest in it, to believe in it. And as a result of our investment in this school, you've been able to hire, through your principal, additional staff to help our students succeed, including an extra nurse and more teachers, more teacher leaders. In addition to that, you've got a new curriculum you're adopting, you've purchased new desks, and a whole lot more equipment for your classrooms. You established a great STEM program to build on your science Olympiad teams. And by the way, I heard you qualified for states 2 years in a row on that science Olympiad. That's amazing. Congratulations. And what you've done, which I'm so grateful for, is all these people worked so hard to bring more money to Philadelphia, more money right here to VAIR Washington, and you used it for great things, to improve our students' lives and to make our communities even richer and even more wonderful places. And it's paying off. You guys are doing your part, and we're so proud of you. Get this, math PSSAs right here have improved 7.9% over the last 3 years. That's incredible. Graduation rates across Philadelphia are up nearly 5%. That's an amazing accomplishment. And the superintendent told me this earlier. Dropout rates have been cut in half in Philadelphia over the last few years. It's amazing. So it's not just the investment that's coming from the state and from the city. You all are doing the hard work to make sure that students here in the Philadelphia School District are thriving and doing well. And it's all across Pennsylvania. We're seeing real success. 3,000 more students taking advantage of career and technical education courses. 778 schools across Pennsylvania have been able to hire mental health counselors, and we have served 93 million free breakfasts across Pennsylvania, including 23,000 more breakfasts right here at VAIR than before we took office just a few years ago. More teachers are in our classrooms. Better equipment is available. And thanks to the leadership of the mayor and others, we have hundreds of millions of dollars to improve the infrastructure of these beautiful schools. And that matters a great deal. Look, we've got a lot more work to do, but we met the challenge. We're investing in our schools. Good things are happening. And while we live in these challenging, divided times, and in fact, I'm one of the only governors in the country with a divided legislature, one of the only legislatures that has to negotiate with people on the other side who really have a very different view, who don't think the way we do about investing in public education. We have all been clear that we would not get up from the table in Harrisburg until we fully funded public education, and we've done that 4 straight years. And I'm grateful for everyone up here who has done that work. All across Pennsylvania, we are improving. We got more cops and we got less crime. We got more teachers and less hungry students. We got more Pennsylvanians on the job and a whole lot less red tape holding them back, and we've got more opportunity.
All right, you guys, Governor Josh Shapiro is talking about the great work that he believes he's doing here in Pennsylvania, also talking a little bit more about that budget and how he plans to help with our education department and whatnot here in Pennsylvania. Soon, we'll be hearing from the mayor, Sherelle Parker, here in Philadelphia. But before we do that, I want to bring you guys a news alert, an update of what's going on out in the San Francisco Bay. Remember, we've been keeping our eyes on this boat situation where they're trying for a search and rescue out in the San Francisco Bay out near Alcatraz. So I've been listening in to some of our local news reports and getting to see what they have. And I do want to tell you that the numbers that were reported earlier are slightly different than what they are reporting right now. So let's start with the very basic. Out in this water somewhere, there's a 3-level pontoon boat that capsized. A couple of minutes ago, we're talking maybe 15, 20 minutes ago, we showed you a live video of it like halfway underwater. I do believe at this point in time, it is probably completely gone under. We know that 19 people were on board, including a dog, during this situation. There were reports early on from the fire department that maybe that boat had caught on fire. However, authorities are saying now that they don't believe that was the case. For some other reason, the boat went under. So now, from the 19 adults who were on board, we know that 13 people were successfully rescued and taken back to shore. An additional 3 people were successfully rescued but had to be hospitalized. 1 person was confirmed to be dead. The dog that was on board unfortunately also died. And we've also gotten information that 2 people, not 1, but 2 people are still missing out in these waters. I've been telling you that weather seems to be playing a role out there in the San Francisco Bay. It looks like a beautiful sunny day, but it's also a very windy day. It's causing for choppy waters, and that could be proved to be a difficulty to anyone who may be in the water, whether or not you have on a life vest. So now, in addition to all the people that we're looking for, we also know that there are 11 vessels out on the water right now. You're taking a look at one. Our chopper is showing you another one, a third one. But there seem to be 11 that are out there on the water. We're talking about the Coast Guard, local authorities, even some people with private boats who just want to help out and find these people. So again, let me run back through the numbers for you guys. There were 19 people aboard a 3-level pontoon boat that capsized. 13 people were taken back to shore. 3 people were rescued but hospitalized. 2 people are still missing. 1 person died, and a dog that was on board has also died. There are 11 vessels out in this water trying to find each one of those missing individuals. We're going to try to bring you guys some big updates on what's happening next as we keep our eyes on that situation. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, maybe we'll try to get you back caught up on where the mayor is at with this education budget. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Philadelphia Live. You may know Governor Josh Shapiro did sign $50.8 billion into our Pennsylvania budget. And while talking about how money will be spent on our education, he brought up Mayor Sherrell Parker from the city of Philadelphia. I want to let you listen in to what she had to say.
I'm going to ask you to help me here. And I only want the boys and girls who are students here at Vera Washington. And you're going to have to repeat after me. Okay? And we're going to practice because your mayor made a public mistake not long ago, and it was a cardinal sin in Philadelphia. The mayor made a spelling error on the most important word that we should never misspell in the city of Philadelphia, and that was eagle. So we're going to practice here today. And I'm going to whisper it, and then we're going to say it real loud. So are you all ready for me? Yeah. All right, we're going to whisper. We're practicing. Let me hear you say, excellence matters at Vera Washington. Excellence matters at Vera Washington. Are you ready for Instagram right now? We're going to say it loud. I want to hear you all practice. And I'm then ready. Let me say, right on the
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. We got to cut that short because I just saw in the corner of my eye there are fireworks at Citizens Bank Park. What an incredible sight. So keep in mind, we've got the All-Star game going on right now in the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. There are so many visitors from all around everywhere who came out to see this. And, you know, I'm actually not even sure why we've got is it the fifth inning, actually? Let me ask that. Because, let me check. It's the end of the fourth, so yes, it is the beginning of the fifth inning. There are some pretty big things that are supposed to be happening. There's supposed to be a performance, I do believe, by Boys to Men. And then there's also going to be a special tribute. I think Miles Teller is doing that one. So it does look like the players have come off the field. And now we've just got this beautiful spectacle for you guys. They're actually holding sparklers on the field. That is so beautiful. They've also invited some young kids. And then we've just got this. Wow, how incredible. So, I mean, I was just really excited to see it. I missed the fireworks on the 4th of July. I was here, you know, hosting for you guys and showing you all the big things that were happening, but weather took a toll on our area. But we've got this beautiful, crisp, clear night in Philly, and wow, I finally got my fireworks show. So also, let's get you guys updated on how the score is going. So yes, they've taken a quick pause to enjoy the sights. American League is up 3. National League doesn't have anything. And unfortunately, remember you guys, the National League is where our Phils are playing. We've got Kyle Schwarber, Brandon Marsh, Christopher Sanchez. We've got Bryce Harper, Jesus Luzardo, Johan Duran also playing. We've got a couple of other big hitters for us. Drake Baldwin from the Braves, Freddie Freeman from the Dodgers, Ozzie Albies also from the Braves, CJ Abrams from the Nationals, Juan Soto from the Mets. We've got a couple of really big hitters. Those are not all of the people in the National League, but just a little idea of what we're dealing with here. Meanwhile, on the American League side of things, we've got Ben Rice from the Yankees, Ernie Clement from Blue Jays, Junior Caminero from the Rays, who also participated in the home run derby yesterday and did a pretty dang good job. Bobby Witt Jr. from the Royals, Mike Trout from the Angels. We've been hearing his name passed around all day long. Cody Bellinger also from the Yankees. Speaking of which, those 3 points that the American League have, they actually came from Cody and Ben from the Yankees. So shout out to the Yanks. They're doing a pretty good job out there. They got a single and then ended up putting 2 more on the board. And that is how we started this game. So going into the 5th inning, I'm hoping the Nationals team can do something. We want to see us come home with at least 1 run, but I think maybe things will turn around. I think maybe they just needed a wake-up call, and now they know what they're dealing with, and hopefully they'll turn up the heat. But what do you guys think? Because we've also been asking you all night long, who you got? Who do you see taking home the big win? And we asked you on our Go Vote, where all of you guys can still interact with me. All you got to do is go to fox29.com/go vote, put in your vote. We wanted to know, who do you think is taking home the 2026 MLB All-Star Championship trophy? And it looks like American League has 18% of your vote. The National League has 57% of your vote. That's pretty significant. And then if they were to go off to a swing off, some of you guys do believe it would take that. So that means in the 9th inning, they'd be tied. They'd have to continue on after that. 7% of you guys think the American League would win that swing off, and 18% of you guys think that the National League would win that swing off. I'm, just curious. Yes, I was wondering, would what's going on right now change your vote? And it does look like some people have come on in the chat and they said, no, I think the American League's taking it. So that's up 25% now. Remember, again, if you want to vote in this, all you got to do is go to fox29.com/go vote, or you can tell me what you think in our live stream chats. So a lot of you guys are now joining us. They got excited when they saw the fireworks. I know you did. Yes, all of this is live. I'm talking to you in real time. You guys got to see the fireworks in real time. Again, let me know what you guys are thinking. Also, who's your favorite player who's playing in the All-Star game right now? Talk to me. One other question that I have, I've got so many of them. I'm a journalist. One last question I have is, I was posting this yesterday. If you could bring back any legend, any previous All-Star that you think could really, hang with the big boys today, the modern folks, who would it be and why? I want to know your rationale. Let me know. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I want to bring Jake Leonard up to the desk. We may ask him the question, see what he thinks, see what you guys think. We'll give out some shout outs too. We'll check back in on that score, what's going on with that boat out in San Francisco. We'll be right back, you guys. Welcome back to Philadelphia Live. I'm Judea Murray. I had to bring up Jake Leonard. Hey, from our digital team up to the desk.
Yes.
We had a lot of stuff going on. Did you see that fireworks show?
Yes, it didn't look real. I was like, I feel like you said, after the 4th of July happened, and we were kind of cheated a little bit.
Unless you waited till like 2 o'clock in the morning, then you got a show.
Yes, but we just saw that like out of the corner of our eye, and we're like, oh my gosh.
So beautiful.
It was so cool.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to bring you guys out to that. I know a lot of people are upset that they're not seeing the game itself, but then to get to see stuff like that, I feel like it makes at least a little bit of it worth it.
Definitely.
So we've been keeping our eyes, as you can imagine, on the All-Star game. We've been asking people questions, but I know there are some other trending things that are going on around. What do you want to get started with?
So, okay. I'm trying to think how to pose this as a question because I want your opinion. Okay, you know what? I'll just go the basic route. I was gonna spice it up, but I'll just make it basic. Okay. How do you feel? Actually, no. If you could get on a plane, which seat are you picking? That's how I'm gonna phrase it.
Oh, for sure the window seat.
Okay, the
and
window
I knock
seat?
out every time. I just need something to lay my head on.
Okay. So how do you feel about the middle seat?
Well, so because I go to sleep, I feel like my head is just gonna knock around and I may lay on somebody on accident. And it's so embarrassing. So I don't like the middle seat.
I mean, obviously the middle seat is nice if you're with like friends or family because like you're in the midst of it, but I agree. And I feel like typically a lot of people kind of agree with that. And I have some good news. The middle seat might be a thing in the past, at least for one airline. Okay. So United, today they announced that obviously it's not going to go into effect right away because it's going to be in their new airplanes that they like have to order and put this into place. But they announced that a new feature of their Economy Plus section is that there's not going to be a middle seat. It's going to be more leg room and a table. And
so I'm gonna feel like I'm in first class. Just a little bit anyway.
Yes, just like a little bit of luxury. So okay. Isn't that pretty cool?
I like this. I need to know, because you said Economy Plus though, does this cost more money? Yes, of course it does.
I mean, obviously not as much as, like first class, business, anything like that, but like a little bit more than the basic economy. So it's interesting that they're announcing this because back in, I think it was around March, they announced a relax row. And so basically it's kind of, there's a new airline trend wanting to give passengers more space and just a more like place to react. So I don't know, it's really interesting that like this is almost like a trend, especially when you're thinking about it kind of in the angle of what just happened with Spirit and a lot of
RIP Spirit.
A lot of like the economy airlines are starting to go away, so now some of these other airlines are bringing in these new features and charging more for it. So it's just like something interesting to consider.
All these airlines, come here. That's not what we asked for. We asked for cheaper tickets. That's it. We didn't ask for you to take away the middle aisle.
Right.
That's nice.
Right. They're trying to make up for it.
Whatever. I'll take what I can get, I guess. How do you guys feel about it? We've got everybody in our live stream chat.
I'm sure they're going to agree.
Do you miss the middle seat, or are you happy to see it go? Maybe. We'll see if people weighing in. I mean, how do you feel? Well, you told me that you are kind of the same.
Yeah, I've gone on a couple trips with friends, and when I go on a trip with friends, even though I am taller, I will volunteer to be like the middle seat because like it is fun, and also I know it doesn't make sense, but I do sometimes feel a little bit more like protected when I'm in the middle seat. Like I know that doesn't make sense.
No, I kind of get what you mean a little bit. Well, so there are other things too here at play. I'm not a person who has to like get up constantly to go to the restroom, so I don't really care about having an aisle seat.
I am. So
okay, so you're doing it, but you're also annoying.
Right.
Got it.
Yes. I'm always aisle versus window. I'm not gonna call myself anti-window, but I would prefer aisle is like my dream
be able
scenario.
To fly together.
Yeah,
beautifully.
Perfect. Now we just need to find someone who's like, oh, the middle's my favorite.
Yeah. Yep.
We can complete the whole row.
Steve, you like the middle seat?
No.
He said no. Okay. We'll have to try again.
Yeah.
Maybe Cam.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get right back into the All-Star game
Yes.
because, we're starting to end out here, but of course that will continue.
Yes.
And I suggest you guys go to Fox, the broadcast, if you'd like to see more.
Run, don't walk.
Don't walk. Once again, American League is up 3 points. The National League still haven't scored just yet. I do believe this is Brandon Marsh. What in the world? Wow. Okay, so he's laughing because we got a glimpse of the crowd and they've got the Brandon Marsh beards on.
I love
Full
that.
effect.
I love that.
I love it too.
I know what we're doing next show.
You want a beard?
Yeah.
Hold on, I can make one for my hair, I think. There we go.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
look
good.
like Rick Ross. not Brandon Marsh. I didn't mean to offend you, sir. But, I mean, I don't think at this point that we would be going off into that tiebreaker round, the swing off. So it looks like the people who voted for that on our Go Vote, maybe you didn't have a good idea. Well, we don't know what happened in the ninth inning.
Yeah, and most people kind of are seemingly thinking that it's not going to end off in a swing off, no matter if they